Good evening, race fans, and welcome to BSTV. You've joined us for season 13, rounds 9 and 10, and we are at Knockhill International for the TCR Challenge Cup this week. 29-degree track. What looks simple on the little diagram there is not so much, and we'll be regaling you with everything that happens, just in case you can't see it for yourselves, because you know what commentators are like. I'm Pete Bingchillin, and in the booth with me, sharing his words of heavenly wisdom, as always, is Sir Alan of Doom. Good evening.
Oh, good evening, my dears. Good evening, everybody.
Excellent.
Peter, I
Hello.
do not have anything to see.
Do you not? How very
do
rude.
not.
Oh, it's because I had to reload everything, wasn't it? That's correct. So you should now have wonderful technical viewing. It's just lush, isn't it?
That's far better, my
Isn't
dear.
it
That's
just?
far better.
Yeah.
Well, hey, this is a great start, and I'm looking forward to tonight. Knockhill, I mean, what a place. It doesn't get any better or more exciting than this, Peter.
No, well, the only way it does is if I'm on the track, like with the Clios, and as you saw, I managed to bowling ball my way through race 2. Did all right in race 1 though. Yes, David, Fat Boy is not here this evening, so there'll be plenty of room on track. Carl is somewhere racing in the real world. Why would he do that when he's got this? But yes. We didn't need him anyway. We've got 20 people racing, Alan. It's going to be a crowded track.
Yeah, it's an absolutely brilliant turnout summer season, and the lads are really supporting the racing well, and it's a joy to see. But who would want to miss a race here, Peter? This place is delicious. Doesn't matter what kind of a vehicle you bring here, you're going to have a good time.
Yes, I agree entirely. It's such a good track. It's a bike track, ultimately. We're going to jump on board with someone as we watch literally the entire field piling out of pit road there.
Glorious, wasn't it?
Just crazy, actually.
That beautiful horsepower.
Yeah. Charles Walsh's paint has changed. Not sure what that's about. I'm not sure that that's intentional. I did re-upload the paint pack today, but I have had some other issues along the way. So maybe that's part of it. But once we get round, we'll let them get accustomed to the track in the TCRs in this qualifying session, which lasts for 15 minutes. So those of you watching that are new to this, or watching it on a replay for the first time, there is 15 minutes of qualifying. It's a heat race, so it will absolutely chin them out of the finishing lap once the 15 minutes ticks over. And then we will have a 20-minute race, a sprint race. Then we'll have 5 minutes just to get our breath, maybe watch a video of the Clios, and then get down to the feature race, which is a 40-minute race. They are limited to 35% fuel, which means they have to pit. We've not seen anybody manage to do no stops yet, but this is going to be a frantic one. It was about a minute, wasn't it, in a lap in the Clios. I've not paid attention because I've had so many technical issues. What's going on with these guys in terms of lap time? Any ideas, Ellen?
Well, they're going to be well under a minute, aren't they?
Oh God, yeah.
So
these things are crazy going around here.
Yeah,
Even in a 20-minute race, it's probably 50 laps.
It's fantastic. The TCR this track is bouncy, as you know, and the TCR gobbles it up. It's just a joy to drive around it. It's so exciting. It's risky as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. It really is. We're going to go on board with Demis, just so that Alex gets his racing forces fixed. So you come out of Taylor's, which was the hairpin behind us. You'll see that again in a minute. Up and over the top of the brow of the hill, and into Duffer's Dip, or as Clyde likes to call it, Duffer's Dip. So you carry whatever speed you can through both these turns. Leslie's was that little left-hander, and then you're into McIntyre's, which is quite a slow corner, and then fire it through Butcher's, and then you're into the Clark chicane, and you just basically YOLO it straight over the top of it, as dramatically as that, into Clark's, take lots of, not that much, corner inside curb on the previous one, round through his locks, which is the knot straight at the end of the lap. He's already knackered this one, so he's going to take a big wide sweep here into Taylor's in order to get a good drive out and get himself on a good lap again. And that is the lap. It might not look challenging. It's absolute madness. To try and not crash through some of these corners is simply the will of the gods. 51.6 seconds is what Stephen Walker's done already, Alan.
Crikey. Oh, that's well rapid, and trying to maintain those kinds of speeds are jolly difficult.
Yes, and there he is. He's joined Geodesic Racing White, like we saw. We do have one new addition to tonight's billing, and that is Robert Sharp. He's joined us. He's in standard paint. He was such a late join, he didn't even get the council paint, which I don't think has applied to many cars since. I'll have a look at Alejandro in a minute because he's the other one. Yeah, Rob Sharp's joined us from Fiercely Forward Racing.
Oh, well, welcome, Rob.
Yeah, welcome. Yep.
And it's good to see a new driver, and I hope he enjoys his time on the track with us.
Yeah, JB's enjoying his time on the grass,
Yes.
and in the gravel, yeah, and again in the grass.
See, equal opportunity.
Oh yeah, definitely. So yeah, welcome to Rob Sharp. Alejandro has got the council paint on, right? Okay, so something's odd has happened with the council paint, so we'll see what's going on there. He's also got a different banner to normal, so I've clearly got stuff going on.
Honestly, the time you've had this already this evening.
I know, what have I been doing?
Honestly, his thing crashed on him, this huge thing, panoply of digital aura, stopped, and he had to get it all going. The fact that we're here at all is a miracle. You should be very grateful.
Actually, you're not far wrong. Right, let's have a look at where we are in terms of the standings, if I can find the damn thing. Where are we? Not that one, not that one, not that one. So, standings, there we go. We have...
I know,
it's crazy, isn't it? Miguel, Big Mig, is top of the pile still, but by only 5 points now. It used to be 8 points. That's how tight this is at the minute. Spencer McCarthy is in second. His sister teammate, because they are in different teams for Geo, Hydro Race Geodesic Racing. One is the normal team, which is Spencer, and one is the white team, which is Sam. Got 102 points to gain, but drop weeks might kick in and help him out. He had some rough starts, and he had a rough time in one race last week, if you remember. He was in the wall, facing backwards. You saw it on the video before we started. And then Gary Craig doing what he does best, Alan, stealthing his way forward.
Yeah. Yes, it's been a really consistently great performances by Gary, just quietly pootling along there and scoring well. Yeah,
and then Wobbly in fifth for the B team. It's the same
more
team.
Exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
He does it in a slightly different way than Gary does.
He does, yeah. He does it in a very brash, crash it, and then rage quit kind of way. Then we got Carl Hardy, the pie man. In sixth place. He's been doing very well. He's not here tonight. Freddie Van Eekhoven, you'll see his name is Van again because the fix that I put in the first time hasn't stuck again, but never mind. I will sort it out one day. Jamie Wilson in 8th, Adam Wright in 9th, and 10th is Demis Ticcilar, who we were riding with earlier. So Racing Force is well represented. Let's have a look at the team standings. Team standings, Impulse Racing, no surprises, are top of the pile. BSTV, which is Gary's team, are in second place. I think that's Gary and Adam this time, it is, yeah. They're doing very well. Hydro Race Geodesic Racing in third with Hydro Race Racing Forces, yes, that's right. Hydro Race sponsoring two stables rather, 3 teams in this league. And then Safeguard by Result, which is Carl Hardy. Is that Carl Hardy on his own? It's not, is it anymore? It's Lee Bowden as well. Are in 5th place. Everybody else follows those. Driver of the meeting, the most coveted trophy in the whole of racing, whether that's simulated or otherwise. We have a shared top spot at the moment. Miguel, Big Mig, and Jamie Wilson sharing the honours there with a whole bunch of guys on 1 point behind them. Obviously, we're approaching the halfway point in the season. 2 races to halfway, or 2 race weeks to halfway, I should say. And then the Sir Alan Toon Safe Driver Award. Sir Alan's Safe Driver Award. Stephen Walker joined us for the first time last week and is already at the top of that with Jamie Jeffrey, very, very fast driver, done way more laps than Stephen, but in second place now. And JB Dejoux, keeping it clean even though he was doing some gardening earlier. He's in third for your trophy, Sir Alan.
Yeah, looking great, and good to see because JB is a really lovely, charming gentleman, and we like to see him do well. He's sticking in with the racing, as you know, he's just an improving driver all round.
Oh yeah, he's doing really well. Right, so back to what we've got going on here. So your provisional pole man at the moment is Sam Blease, folks, and he has done a eye-wateringly fast 51.283. There he is. His teammate Stephen Walker is in second provisionally and chasing him down the track. Something that's definitely happened with my decals, because Stephen should be carrying a yellow one just like Sam is. So apologies for whatever glitch I've got going on as Sam Blease goes utterly sideways through Duffers.
Wow. That's an exciting moment, but look at the times, Pete. Crikey.
They're just bonkers. Let's see, what does 1 second cover in this? 1 second? 1 second covers the top 15 cars. What is that about? Oh my god. So, this one's going to be hotly contested. I don't think the fast guys, whilst they will get to the front and there will be a bit of gapping, I don't think they're going to have it all their own way this time. I really don't.
Short circuit, you cannot get away. You're not going to get away this class of field. You're going to be the people that are going to be even traditionally at the back are going to be trying very hard not to get caught, because you know, if you're one of the slower drivers, being lapped is just the worst thing, and you'll try very hard not to get caught, and we'll expect the guys at the back to be heads down and trying to avoid the misery of the leaders coming by them, because it's no fun at all.
No, it's not. Miguel on your screen, our current championship leader, trying to wrestle the championship crown from Sam Blease. Looks like Wobbly is back in the 18 paints. Maybe he's apologised for whatever it was that he did wrong, and to end up in the B team rusty coloured one that he had last week. So he's back in the principal colours.
Yeah, fantastic colour scheme. I love that paint. I think it looks absolutely fantastic, the Impulse team. And Wobbly's probably back in the good books. That's good to see. But Big Mig did a fantastic drive last week.
He really did, yeah, absolutely did. You couldn't find much to fault, could you? It was just resplendent, really good racing. Let's have a look further down the field here. Who have we got? Where is our new boy? Our new boy, Robert Sharp. I tell you what, 8th provisionally. This boy's fast.
Yeah, he's doing great, isn't he?
Yeah.
No, he can be well happy with that. You don't get a top 10 in this lot unless you've got some quality.
No, and hopefully Fiercely can give him a paint to upload. He's probably already got one, to be fair, but honestly, with like 1 minute to go, I got his invite out, so let's hope he enjoys his racing and can certainly insinuate himself into some developing battles, because he's clearly got the speed of the car in front. Jamie Jeffrey in his unicorn-powered Hyundai Elantra.
He's found himself coming here. It's a heck of a time to come for your first race, isn't it, at Knockhill?
Oh, God, yeah. And the key point to this whole race as we jump on board, this turn is lethal. The start of the lap is terrible. So that one can kill you.
Oh.
This one, you can back end can fly around in front of you. This one's all right. This one's okay. You can go wide there. This is fine. That's just a prelude to this. And that's the killer. That one just...
4 heart attacks in the first quarter of the track.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's pretty brutal for the start of a lap. And then you get a bit of a holiday here, unless you got somebody putting a lot of pressure on you. And then you got to pick your braking point, which I chose very badly in the second Clio race at last Friday. So I get apologies again to Darren, who I absolutely annihilated. And then you've got up and over the stripe for a bit of a what shall I get for dinner? Did I do the shopping? Did I put the washing out? And then you're back into Duffers dip again.
Wicked hairpin entry to the big uphill section.
Oh,
You've got to try and get it right, otherwise you're losing time all up the hill.
And it's front wheel drive cars. You know, momentum is everything, right? You don't get to power your way around, really.
It's a bit of an artist track. I think everybody gets to be an artist. Even that I've learned, this place has taught me an awful lot about actually handling the circuit.
Right.
Getting through chicanes quick and trying to spot a line, you know.
Yeah.
You really need to have it down coming around here if you want to be fast
Look at the
and
air.
safe, because it's just so very difficult. Well, you know, it's hard to steer when all your wheels are in the air, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, can you get a 1X if you're airborne? I don't know. But Spencer's given it a good go here. Definitely the fastest car through a field of traffic we've seen this season. A massive talent. Spencer McCarthy just put on a clinic in lots of races. Didn't get it all his own way last week, but yeah, fantastic racer.
Yes. No, we're blessed to have some superb drivers, and with this grand turnout we've got tonight, you know, this is fantastic, especially on this short circuit. I'm looking forward to this immensely.
Yeah, and evening to Wayne Sanderson. Great to see you watching TCRs. Another brilliant racer in the Clios and in the V8s currently. Hopefully he's signed up for V8s anyway. Just a fantastic person to have on the screen and be able to watch. We used to see him in constant battles with Jamie Wilson in the V8s once upon a time, to the point where we spoonerised the two names as Jamie Sanderson and Wayne Wilson.
Well, they're coming back on this weekend. Did you say the V8s?
Oh, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, exciting.
This
Very
Saturday.
exciting.
If you've not signed up already and you want to try your hand at V8s, then get it done. It's the best V8 league in the world. Scops might be the most prominent one, but V8 ESC, there's the place to be. So we are gonna go to grid. So I need to press somewhere else. There we go. So Sam Blease kept that pole spot. So he will lead us away tonight for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White. Stephen Walker, his teammate, will go off next to him. An all white front grid. A front row, sorry, of the grid. Gary Craig goes off third on the second row for BSTV, with Wobbly in fourth, ahead of his own teammate on the other side of the track, Miguel Freitas for Impulse Racing. Spencer McCarthy goes off sixth for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing. We'll have to watch him because he is quick off the grid. Seventh is Adam Wright for BSTV, with Rob Sharp in eighth in his first showing for Fiercely Forward. Ninth is Lee Bowden for Safeguard by Result. Jamie Jeffrey goes off 10th for CCR, with Jamie Wilson off 11th for Team Chimera. JB Dejoux off 12th, BSTV Esports Blue. 13th is Demis Tigchalar for Hydro Race Racing Forces. 14th is Matt Flannery for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing. 15th is Stefan Goebel for VTS Esports. Freddie Van Eekhoven goes off 16th for Hydro Race Racing Forces. Ant Woodward off 17th for Never Quit Racing. 18th is Charles Walsh. 19th is Fiona Siddons for Matthews Logistics. And Alejandro Advani goes off last tonight. So let me find us a good camera. Set myself up properly here. Lights will be coming on very shortly. We might be on that camera, but I want to be on this racer. Oh, maybe not that camera then. Let's find a good one. That'll do.
Yeah, well done, Pete. You got down there well.
Yeah,
look at this rock out, right? Look at our geodesic white guys. Look at this.
I know.
This rock out at the moment. Didn't expect to see that.
So they're away, slow one away from Stephen.
Sam made a flyer, same as usual.
Yeah.
I think this is an important start.
Look at the craziness. Look at the craziness.
Oh, they just love that. What a sight that is.
That is. Well, they all look like they're filing in and getting round there evenly. Stephen Walker's been shuffled out by Gary Craig. Brilliant move.
Fantastic. Well, his qualification put him in third. That was fantastic.
I know.
Result for Gary.
It was, and he's got a position right off the start, so we'll have to watch that again. Who is that back there? Is that Matt Flannery taking positions? It is. And Stefan on Ant Woodward.
Right. Quarters, cold tyres, it's all risky. And,
Isn't it?
These guys are doing really well.
There's the first lap. Oh!
Was that Matt?
That is Spencer, and it was Adam that gave him a bit of a turn. I don't know whether he came across the front of Adam, but he's rejoining now. He's rejoined safe, that's fine. But we're going to have to look at that again in a second.
Oh, crikey.
Rob Sharp's in the thick of it and found himself. He's in 7th. Yeah, he's moved up.
Lee's doing grand. Lee qualified top 10 as well, and he's leading our new guy, Rob. It's they're flying through the midfield.
Yeah, JB putting the pressure onto Jamie Jeffrey. He might get this done, actually. Or maybe not. No, Jamie Jeffrey around the outside, carrying loads of pace. Very nice. Racing Forces cars all over the place back here. Or in here, rather. This is the middle of the field, this. Ant Woodward, is he still under pressure from Stefan? He is. He's going to keep this unless Stefan gets the cutback, and it's easily done here.
Oh, it's neck and neck to the first right-hander, and that you don't want to be side by side going through there.
No, Duffer's Dip. That's going to be Stefan's corner, I reckon. Yes, it is. He pulls across the front of Ant Woodward's car. It's a lovely overtake. Very nicely done. Yeah.
He got the better exit from the hairpin, and that just shows the difference it makes.
Definitely. Oh, what a time to join it.
Oh, no, he's gone sideways.
There's been a murder.
And as well, goodness me.
Yeah, they've all piled it off there. We're going to have to watch that.
Still running, but that's very unfortunate after that package of great driving.
Yeah, I get the feeling this was something to do with JB rejoining, maybe? No. Jamie? No. Freddie? No. Who's caused this? Oh, it was Jamie. Or was it? No, not really. That was unrelated, in my opinion.
It was, yeah.
We're going to have to watch that again, but on a different car, because I think the Ant Woodward Stefan thing has nothing to do with the incident in front.
No.
Unless...
No,
yes, it did. Yeah, so Matt Flannery checked up. Stefan got into the back of Matt Flannery, and then airborne Ant Woodward had nowhere to go, so he was collected up.
Your brakes don't work while you're in the air.
They don't really. You think they'd have solved that by now, wouldn't you?
Well,
technology-wise.
Cars spend a lot of time in the air on this circuit.
They do. Right, we're going to go back now and have a look at this, because this is going to be a legendary move for Gary Craig off the line. I'm keeping an eye on what's going on the track, just so you know. So the Impulse boys came across one another. That's Wobbly doing the naughty, I think. And yeah, Gary Craig straight into turn 1, got that wonderful launch, and away he went.
Great lift, yeah, he just lifted and went.
And then this
happened. Look at Sam, it just shows you how good Sam's was.
Yeah.
Because he's, look.
Yeah, he's miles away, look. So what happened further back? It was Spencer, wasn't it, that ended up in a bad place?
Yes.
It was on the next lap as well. We'll find that one later. It'll give us something to do, but we're not going to get quiet for very long because Fiona and Jamie Jeffrey are together.
Poor Jamie was one of the victims, wasn't he?
He was, yeah, making his way back on a bit of a recovery drive.
And Stefan as well.
And Spencer.
And Spencer, yeah, well, this is a challenge for Spencer because it's getting past on this track is no easy thing, but he's the master of the drive through.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So he'll be looking to save as many points as he can and retrieve as many as he can.
Yeah, and as Tony Walker
close at the front.
Yeah, Tony Walker. So I thought Tony Walker was racing tonight actually, but crash bang wallop indeed. Lots of rubbing, definitely racing going on. The front 5 are as they were, and they've gapped this group, which is headed up by Lee Bowden. He's got Rob Sharp, who is clearly a very, very fast and competent racer, with him, and then a little tiny gap back to Jamie Wilson, Adam and Demis Tigchlar. Demis being the furthest forward Hydra Racing Forces car so far this evening, I think.
Yeah, doing really well. He's in very good company. He's in fast company. He
really is.
Adam and Jamie are just really good drivers. And if you're running with those chaps, that's no mean feat by any means.
Not at all. So let's go and find.
Is just dropping off the back of them.
Yes. Sam Blease is still your race leader. He's got himself a bit of a tidy gap now. Gary Craig fallen back a little. Who's got the fastest lap, as if I need to ask?
That looks like the same gap he had on the first lap. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it does, yeah. Sam Blease has the fastest lap at the present time. As they hoon it through that chicane. I don't know whether incident points are an issue here, I'm not sure. Insider knowledge, insider information says that the Honda will suffer around this track more than the other cars. Don't know how true that is. And I think Gary is going to come under quite a lot of pressure shortly from Stephen Walker as we watch Ant Woodward and Spencer going at it now. Or Spencer will really want to get to at least position 12, Alan, for obvious reasons.
Yes, and well, we've got the reverse grid, of course. But Stephen will be putting pressure on Gary for his second place. But, you know, Gary's going to hold his line and he's going to drive tight and he doesn't make very many mistakes.
No, he doesn't, no.
It's not going to give any encouragement at all to Stephen. Now, Stephen's a great overtaker. He's great at that judgment of pace and timing that you need to get past people.
Yeah, we've got
But
Fiona.
Gary's a great resistor.
Yeah, Fiona and Stefan having a right ding-dong battle back here. Stefan's come out the victor on that occasion. Next on the list for Stefan is Fiona again. So, recovering cars. Oh, wow, look at this.
That's giving Fiona plenty of action and plenty of excitement.
So,
because, you know,
yeah.
She's under no obligation to let these guys pass you.
No, not at all. Racing for position.
Race them all, and when you're at the back and you've got these people trying to, who have been off and they're making their way forward again, it's very exciting. Keeping them back as long as you can, and keeping that gap as long as you can. It's really it makes you very focused. With cars getting large in the rearview mirror.
Definitely. And you know how I'm king of stating the obvious. Well, this looks to be very much a Veloster track, seeing as they're in positions 1, 2, and 3. As Stephen tries to do what he tried last time, and it didn't work because Gary got a better run on the wider line, and I think he's going to have to drop back in again. I just don't think this is going to work doing that for
not this time again.
No. But they're getting the footage on the camera, so that's
nervy, still nerve driving by the pair of them, going side by side through there. And Gary just held his line. You know, he didn't have to do anything. He just held his line, make sure he got a great exit, and pulled away. It's an inevitability about it, isn't there?
Oh, definitely. Using one of Sam Boozen's curb cams.
Fantastic shot this is. That was fantastic. Lee come hearing over there, but Mr. Chart was right in his boot.
Definitely.
They're clearly making friends out on the circuit this tonight. It's grand to see.
Yeah, so I don't know whether Stephen Walker's going to have to rethink this, because those two impulse cars starting to stop flashing your lights, Gary. You know that's banned in this league. Unofficially by me, of course, as Spencer gets around Fiona after going through Clark's on his laps here. So he's making his way forward. Alejandro has been caught by Stefan, and this is quite a strongly contested corner, and Stefan's making an issue with this, and we said don't ever do this, and that's probably why. So
very difficult to get around there side by side, isn't it?
Yeah, somebody there had to give up, and neither of them did.
And that's what happens, basically.
Pretty much.
I've been there myself a number of times.
So, Stefan, lots and lots of overspeed. Well, he's not being crowded out. He's got loads of racing room. But by the time he gets to the corner, they are side by side, and he does have that corner. So, we'll have to see if that's a lesson learned.
Well, let's hope he gets back on the track and it doesn't cost him much.
Yeah, so Spencer's just overtaken Alejandro as well. He didn't end up off track or anything. It was just a hotly contested corner, racing incident. Somebody had to give, nobody gave up.
Lee is now up to 6.
He's doing a great job. He's doing a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Personally,
clear you missed the shop. It's.
I don't think he needs Carl. I honestly don't. I think Carl is weighing him down, holding him back. You know.
I think they're good bit together. It's nice to have Lee in the result discard.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's this tight race thing, and there's no quarter given to him. Needs to look at this.
And they've got usually a very fast racer in the form of Adam Wright behind them. Now, I've heard that the Honda is going to suffer tonight. It will be to do with
and maybe that's it.
Yeah, low-end torque, I would think, is the issue there potentially. We'll find out from someone who knows much more about it than I do later on. In other words, any of the racers.
Yeah, Adam lacks for nothing in pace, does he? So
no,
he's, you know, if you can't hang on, it definitely won't be the driver.
No way.
That's such a tricky section.
It's a great camera angle, that, actually.
Yeah, you're always pleased to get through there in one piece.
Very much so.
I've got chicane. Once I learned the lines, it's only this earlier in the summer that somebody showed me the line to get through there. It made such a difference, and it's only took about a couple of feet. That's all to the side, you know.
I know.
It made such a difference, and you wouldn't believe it. That there's just small alteration in line makes turn something that's a monster into something that's at least bearable.
Adam Wright getting very friendly now with Rob Sharp. I can't believe how seems to be fitting in so well. On pace, seems to be very clean. I like it.
Yeah. Well, it's what you said. It's clearly an experienced driver.
Yeah, I say so.
I think Adam's starting to looking his driver through his rearview mirror a little bit.
Yeah.
Letting Lee just start to create that bit of a gap. But you know, if you're looking in your rearview mirror and you've got that large amount of Adam behind you, then that is something to think about.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Oh, here we go. It's on, and you know who's just joined.
Side by side, he's going to get it.
Tell you what we're doing.
Please wait, mate. We're racing.
And he's on the chat, so.
Now, yeah, great counter, straight into the counter.
Up we go.
Oh, he's got
from
the
above.
side.
He's gonna keep this, is he? Somebody's got to give on that corner. And Adams managed to get away with that because there was contact. Ooh, and he's fighting him. This is good. Good grief. He's come off worse, but I think he'll build up.
Not by much.
He'll fight back, definitely.
He's certainly laying down his marker in the league.
Yep. He's doing a great job.
Very good to see. Really good to see. What a job. Now, here's the Impulse boys doing what they do so well.
Yeah, formation flying. We do need to return to an overtake that happened, how long ago is that? 1 minute and something ago. So Stevens managed to get this done whilst we were watching that battle going on.
Gary tried so hard, didn't he?
Well,
he tried to resist him so hard.
Oh, that's what happened. So he got contact and it just pushed him out just enough to get on the gravel and then lost all momentum getting up the hill, and Stephen Walker takes the second spot away from Gary Craig.
Now, it's going to be the other boot on the other foot now. It's going to be Gary filling Stephen's mirrors.
It is. And unless I'm getting it very mistaken, that lead that Sam Blease has got is disappearing fast. His last lap was 2 seconds slower than it should have been. And now there is nothing on the timing screens to tell me that he did anything badly, but he's clearly done something bad.
Well, we don't know with his team orders with Stephen and Sam, do we?
No, but Stephen is he's being rented out by Spectre 6 although they've not been paid. We found that out last time. So I reckon team orders will be, you let Sam win.
Yes. Yeah, well, that would make sense in terms of strategy and everything else. Sam is got more points.
Hopefully, Sam's given one of those, overly brave statements of, no, it's fine, we'll race, until Stephen Walker gets it onto him and starts racing him, and then it might change.
Well, Sam's had a bad start to the season. I should have a 100-point deficit already.
Yeah.
Not great, is it?
No. He's had a troublesome start, to be fair. But from a viewer's perspective, that's great, isn't it? Because your reigning champion's got on the back foot from the start.
We've seen
a big fight coming up.
No shortage of exciting racing here.
No. So 3 minutes to go, so that's at least 60
Stefan.
laps.
Stefan's really chasing after Spencer here.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to let him go. He's got him in his sights, look.
Yeah, and he's kind of catching him, if you know what I mean. On short bits of the track, obviously Spencer's just overtaking him, so he's off down the road. But for a minute there, he was keeping pace with him through some of those corners.
It's going around the corners okay, because the car is not supposed to be well favoured.
Yeah, and right, so that's a big. Oh right, okay. So Rob Sharp has been off track a little bit. No need to show it. It wasn't for very long at all. He's fallen a bit further back than he was. Freddie Van Eekhoven, however, has caught up with Matt Flannery.
Freddie hasn't got his pal Cole to battle with this week.
No, he hasn't.
They've been doing that for weeks, but I think he'll find a very satisfactory substitute with Matt.
Yeah. So this is Ant Woodward trying to do a number on Fiona Siddons, and Fiona just powered it round the outside and said, no, you're not.
That was a great corner by Fiona.
And I think that's the complaint of the Civic there, that it can't power it out of the corners as well, and you've got lots of corners to power out of on Knockhill, so...
Yes.
See how that comes up and transpires later on. We're going to run out of laps soon.
It's working out nicely for Fiona at the moment.
It is.
Here's Freddie. He's I wonder how familiar some of these guys are with this circuit. I wonder if some of them are...
I think it'll be a mixed bag. I think there's going to be some of them that... Oh, God, Matt Flannery, where are you going? That are brand new to it, to be honest. It doesn't feature too often in iRacing's standard leagues, official leagues. So.
Yeah.
But I would say that Freddie is going to try the outside route and maybe try and get the drive. He might get this, This looks good. This looks brilliant, actually. Nice move.
And he took that beautifully around there, didn't he? He didn't lose any pace at all. You just got to carry all your speed through that really quite difficult corner.
Yeah.
He did that beautifully.
That was gorgeous, wasn't it? Really
Smooth
was.
as anything.
Right, we must be coming up to last lap. If not, on the last lap. Is this going to be a white flag? He's going to get across the line with about 6 seconds to go.
Wow.
Yeah, white flag. White flag. 1 lap to go. And his teammate is within half a second of him now.
Whoa! Oh, crikey.
Oh, and he's lost it. He's lost it. Let's see if there's racing order.
He's pushing on. He nearly did at the top. He's really pushing on hard here.
Yeah, Stephen Walker said, sorry, boss. Don't take my payment away. I've got children to feed. That's what he said. I heard it. It's all going on. We have this every race. Every race they wait till the last lap. Let's go back to the leaders. Or should we? Because Adam Wright. Adam Wright. Oh, Adam Wright. Lee Bowden pushing him round the corner. Right, let's go back to this because this is the end of the race. There we go. The only time that flashing is permitted.
Great racing, guys.
Very good. Oh my word! Stopped it on the apex, Lee Bowden. And is Adam going to get across the line? No, he's not. He's gonna lose a place to Rob
Rob's
Sharp.
going to get him.
Wow. What a race.
Well, that was it,
We're still going back here as well. It's such a short track and we've got so many cars on it. We're gonna have to go back to this one here, Fiona.
Oh,
Holding off Ant Woodward. It looks like he's got a bit of a battered Civic, and the
yeah,
Civic's not great anyway, so not
No,
this track rather.
He's got that corner nailed as well.
Yeah, that would look well planted. She's got that sorted. And there you go. Fiona holds off Ant Woodward. There we go. Brilliant. Couple of cars.
20-minute race. That was lap 25.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. I thought there was a couple of cars finishing, but they were actually lapped. So we're going to have a look at the finishing order there. So,
You get value.
oh, do you just? What a ridiculously exciting race. Sam Blease is your race winner for round 9 here at Knockhill for season 13 of the BSTV TCR Challenge Cup. Stephen Walker, his teammate, so a full lockout of the top 2 positions for Geodesic Racing White, sponsored by Hydra Race. Gary Craig finishes the podium positions in 3rd for BSTV. A great haul of points for all 3 of them. Then we've got the 2 impulse cars of Wobbly, Kneecaps and Miguel Freitas, Big Mig. So apparently Big Mig will let Wobbly finish ahead of him, you know. We've not. Well, this is the first time we've seen it, but you know, he's obviously let him win the odd one, you know, just so that it doesn't look
Kind
like
heart.
he's Lee Bowden finished 6th for safeguard by result. So Rob Sharp, we saw snatch victory away from the jaws of Adam Wright there for BSTV for Fiercely Forward over BSTV. Jamie Wilson finished 9th for Team Chimera with Demis Tigchalar and Freddie Van Eekhoven. Teammates at Hydra Race Racing Forces finishing in 10th and 11th. And reverse grid poleman will be Matt Flannery for Hydra Race Geodesic Racing. Jamie Jeffrey, I apologise, finished 13th for CCR. Spencer McCarthy finished in 14th for Hydra Race Geodesic Racing. Stefan Goebel finished in 15th for VTS Esports. My brain went somewhere else then. Did you see that? It was like someone pressed pause on my brain. But no, man. Finished 16th was Alejandro Advani. Fiona Siddons finished 17th for Matthews Logistics with the Vapors Mansfield. And Woodward finished 18th for Never Quit Racing. JB Dejoux finished 19th for BSTV Esports Blue. And Charles Walsh rounded out the field in 20th place. Jamie Wilson's missing tonight. That's who's missing. Oh, no, he's not. He's in 9th.
No, he's
I already
not,
read it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. I'm having one of those days.
Yeah. Oh, I think it was that. It was the way you mounted the keys on your keyboard.
Yes, when I was
typing
typing away
away.
before. Yeah.
It sent you out of phase with the universe, Pete.
I think it did, yeah. David Ayres, decent result for Lee. Absolutely, that was really good racing.
Yeah. Right down the field. It's fantastic. Rob did a fantastic first race. He must be thrilled with that.
Yeah.
Lee
definitely.
kept him behind, and 6th place for Lee is great. And, you know, they finished top 3 just as they came off. All that racing and all that excitement, and they finished just as they set off on the grid.
Totally right. Totally right. And we're soon going to be doing this.
Please wait, mate. We're racing.
Yes, there we go. Right, so we often get people doing practice pit stops and things like that in this league, because you do have to do a pit stop in the feature race. It's pretty mandatory. You can't get around without one. Or we don't think so anyway. We've not found a track where it's worked yet, have we?
No. No, and the pit lane entry is not so bad, but the exit's not great, is it?
No, it's dangerous because cars approaching will absolutely wipe you out, and that's going to be. You've hit on a big talking point there. We might see some disasters on that pit lane exit because they're not going to want to give positions away, are they, when they come out? So
No.
the early pit stoppers are going to come out into traffic. That's
Yes.
going to be tasty.
Yeah, you can get in. It's a nice straight entry, but the exit is very short. There's, you're straight out into the stream of traffic, and it's one band thank you, man, which just in front of one of the worst corners on the track.
Yeah, so sensible Big Mig did a practice pit stop there. Absolutely the right thing to do. This little interlude here goes very quickly, and when I put the second grid up, I'm going to run through it names only, because I can't get through names and teams I've proven that it to be a complete disaster at least once in this series. I could extend gridding, but it'll look rubbish on your screen, so I'm not going to do that to you. I'll keep it lovely and professional as much as I can, and we'll see how we get on. Russell taking exception. Do you know what happens when Russell takes exception to that?
Please wait, mate. We're
Can you
racing.
get
We do it again.
Can
That's
you
what we
get
do.
out? Oh.
There we go. You see,
It's
right?
hard to get out there. It's a very narrow exit there, and you've got to aim properly.
Yeah, look at it. I mean, there's not much, and you use pit lane exit as you're turning for turn 1. Duffers did right. So we're about to go to grid.
Oh, excuse me for a minute. I just go and get my bottle.
Oh, definitely. Can't leave you thirsty, Alan. Definitely not.
Got in display.
Yeah. So, round 10 at Knockhill International. Matt Flannery is your pole man. He finished 12th in the first race, so that's where he starts in the second. Hydra race, geodesic rating. Freddie Van Eekhoven. Alan's back. Will go off second next to. Demis Tigchalar will go off third. Jamie Wilson off fourth. Adam Wright fifth. Rob Sharp sixth. Lee Bowden 7th, Miguel Freitas 8th, Wobbly 9th, Gary Craig 10th, Stephen Walker 11th, past champion, Sam Blees 12th, past champion, 13th is going to be Jamie Jeffrey, Spencer McCarthy off 14th, 15th will be Stefan, 16th will be Alejandro Advani, 17th will be Fiona, Ant will be 18th, JB will go off 19th, and Charles Walsh will go off 20th. As he gets more and more familiar each time with this car, we're going to find ourselves... Oh, we're going lights on already.
Hold on, Pete.
Green, green, green.
And we should be going because the lights are out. Let's see what sort of chaos we are enriched with, let's say, in this second race.
Intriguing. This reverse grid. Really intriguing.
Adam Wright really going for it in the pink car there. Around the outside for Jamie Wilson. Oh, too far around the outside, maybe. No, he's got it all gathered together.
Are they going to be hot to try and make quick early gains?
Yeah, maybe.
Or are they going to give it time to settle down?
Oh, hang on. Something bad has happened right here. Gary Craig, is off. Somebody in a... Who's that, Matt Flannery? Yeah, Matt Flannery off.
People are pushing really hard, aren't they, to try and make an early breakthrough.
Here we go again. 3 wide on the straight. About here somewhere. Oh no, a bit further back. Round Wobbly's car. Yeah.
3 wide.
Excuse me.
Well, there's just room for that.
Oh, 2 wide with Miguel in front and Jamie Wilson. I don't know whether Miguel's going to make that work. He has done. Or has he? Oh, that was nearly curtains for Jamie Wilson.
Oh,
I'm not talking a haircut either. Although Miguel got on the gravel there, so he's now stacked up Jamie Wilson behind him. Jamie's going to have to turn that car a bit better than that. He's got Stephen Walker right there. Now, that is... Who's that? That's Sam Blees, isn't it, of course? Roaring up the field. Oh, bit of a hip check there for Jamie Wilson. That was Stephen Walker providing that one. Sam Blees in the background going super wide to avoid whatever's going on. And Wobbly trying to take advantage. Bit hectic, this, isn't it?
It is.
I'm going to have to ask for a pay rise.
They're fighting hard in the midfield, but the guys in front aren't managing to put the gap in. And
No.
this is really, they should be trying to take advantage of this midfield fighting to try and get a bit of a gap, but they're not really getting away.
Did you see how out of shape Spencer McCarthy was going through that chicane? If he didn't get an off track, then I'll be amazed. Although he was fully airborne.
Whoa.
JB, get it together, mate. There we go.
Oh, great save.
Massive save. That could have been an utter disaster. Jamie Jeffrey has just overtaken Jamie Wilson. Jamie Wilson's unfortunately getting muscled out of a lot of these battles at the moment. He is new to the Elantra this season. But he's getting a bit roughed up, Alan.
Well, you know,
Ooh.
it's that kind of a circuit, Pete.
It is, and
Close quarter, cheek by jowl
Oh.
all the time. you know, we're seeing
Oh, this is
a
a bit
month's
rough.
worth of door banging, aren't we? In
We
5
are.
minutes.
And it's not stopping yet. So Adam has got levered out of first place by Demis Titular, and then I think Freddie ended up the worst off of the lot because he was off track when the whole field approached him. So
Yes.
he's now down
Unfortunate.
in 7th. He started 2nd.
But it's, you know, it's right in the leading group, and they're
Yeah.
still closely bunched,
Look at this.
you know, and the
Demis
guys just
Titular.
behind are
Good
pushing
God.
forward, and this is keeping very compact.
Wonder what it looks like from the blimp. Oh, look, it's chaos.
Oh.
Gary Craig getting shuffled right out to the outside.
Oh,
Turn
no,
one.
no,
Oh,
there's Adam.
Adam, and that's Robert.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do an autopsy on that. Where is that crash? Because it's miles back. There we go. Right, let's have a look at what happened. I think this is a turn 1 into turn 2 incident. So, oh no, there's turn 1. So we go through turn 2. Oh, he got shoved into Adam. So who was that? Who was that?
Was that Miguel? Or?
Let's have a quick look again.
Oh.
It's worth having a look at this. Who is that? It's either this. Yeah, it's Miguel.
It's Miguel, is it?
Yeah. Oh, he came across him in the braking zone. He did.
Touched him. He got 2. He got 2 parts of 1 there.
He really did. Yeah. So, Big Meg the bowling ball.
If he was playing pool, he would have been laughing all the way to the bank.
I think that was more billiards.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. He should be 2 ball players. But yeah, very unfortunate because, you know, we don't often see the cars being used as billiard balls, do we?
No, definitely not.
It's just the nature of this track, you know.
Spencer McCarthy, good grief,
It brings
that was
that side of the drivers out as well.
Yeah.
It brings that side of the car out. It brings that side of the drivers out. Nobody wants to give an inch. And if you're not going to give an inch, there isn't anywhere else to go.
How many other tracks do you think would be on lap 7 and the battle box shows you that the battle for second includes 12 cars? Oh dear. That was Freddie Van Eekhoven getting a little bit of a sideways shove by Sambleys. No massive tears. But that does bring Wobbly into the equation, who's under pressure from Jamie Jeffrey and likewise from Jamie Wilson. Good
They're
grief.
doing well, so be putting pressure on Wobbly.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He'll be looking for a way past Freddie, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't want to be dragging around there, especially with Jamie behind him, because Jamie's quick and he will put pressure on no matter what.
He really will. Adam Wright ended up last of everybody after that. He's been into the pits and been out again. I wonder if he can get that to the end. We saw this last week, didn't we? Somebody pitted stupidly early. We couldn't believe it. And they got to the end without having to pit again.
This isn't really a fuel saving circuit.
It's really not, no. Who's that? Is that Wobbly? Yeah, Wobbly. Oh, little shove. Freddie Van Eekhoven getting a bit muscled off the racing line a bit. Jamie Wilson was getting muscled off, but he's gathered himself together again. And he's about to get 2 positions. Look at that, 3 wide.
Slightly late on the brakes, Freddie. He was really trying hard to race Wobbly there coming to that corner.
He was doing a great job of it as well.
Yeah.
Stefan's lurking in the background. He wants better than his first race finish.
Oh. This is fantastic racing, goodness
Isn't
me. And we're getting this for free, is that right? Pete?
Apparently so, yeah.
Hey.
I need to start charging, I'm pretty sure.
Honestly. Stephen's got the fastest lap.
Yeah, just.
He's going to be putting pressure on Dennis.
He's doing more than putting pressure on him.
He's doing. There you go. That's pretty much definitive pressure, isn't it?
It was a 1.2 second lead until like 2 laps ago.
Yeah.
So I think Demis has had
Dennis has done bloody well, let's face
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Oh,
He's in between a rock and a hard place now.
he is. And Miguel, he's already helped one person off the track at that very corner. You don't want to do it twice. Once is an accident, twice is a habit. So Stephen Walker tries to yellow it away. He's got nearly a second on these guys already. Spencer McCarthy is absolutely storming through this field. He's got 9 places already.
Well, you know.
How many people do you say, oh, well, you know, after that? That's a position per lap, pretty much.
Kind of. He's an absolute maestro.
So that there,
Oh,
that there is Sam Blease.
that's not Sam, is it? Oh,
He's driven into the pits voluntarily. That is a scheduled stop, folks.
oh, playing his tactics card here.
Yep, very much.
He's
so.
using that strategy again, isn't he?
Yep.
So, no, that's interesting because quite often these things work out well for Sam. Sometimes
they have done.
but quite often he's got a prescient kind of view of racing where he can see the future and he does the right thing.
Yeah. And
We'll see if that works out for him this evening.
yeah, Wobbly the Wrecker is approaching the back of Gary Craig's car now. Gary Craig says, I'm not having anything to do with that, and I'd rather pit the car than go toe-to-toe with Wobbly.
That will be absolute response to Sam coming in.
Yeah, so this might be... In fact, we need to watch where some of these pitted cars come back out because they'll want to avoid traffic. And really, Stephen Walker now, on your screen, is probably going to say, I've got a clear track ahead of me. I'm doing fast laps. I'm going to stay right here. And in fact, do you think? I think Miguel will do the same.
I can't see any percentage from coming in early now.
No.
They've got, like you say, they've got 3 track in front. They're
Yep.
both very quick. They can make hay now.
But it's going to absolutely rip the field to pieces.
This must feel like a breath of fresh air for them. This is probably the first time they've managed to take a
Whoa.
deep breath since the start of the race.
Yeah, Rob Sharp getting a bit out of shape. Shape Sharp. That might
Suddenly
be
there's
what
a
we
bit
call it.
of gap between the cars. Cars coming into the pits have soon created gaps.
Yep.
And that changes the nature of it and the look of the race straight away.
Yeah, I think Gary's got a fast car, clearly, and he might be a bit annoyed that he's come out so close to another car. But, of course, Rob Sharp is on a mega recovery drive after he's getting a bit mullered by Miguel, Big Mig, earlier on and taking Adam out.
I think Rob looks like he's respecting
Oh, yeah.
Gary
Yeah.
as well.
You can tell just by
Gary's,
the way that the car handles that he's driving it, you know, within his capability. And he's got respect for the rest of the races, clearly. Jamie Wilson has just passed Freddie Van Eekhoven. Where is that? That's quite high up in the field now. There we go. Sideways for Jamie Wilson.
Yeah,
That's fine, that's fine.
Yeah, it's all well. I do an awful lot. It loses your time
Yeah.
if you're going sideways. But you know, it's almost impossible not to. The camber of the corner and the speed you're going. It's the only way you can really get round easily.
Yeah, I don't know why Alejandro's taking tyres. He needs to repair the front of that car. But we'll see. Fiona under some pressure now from Jamie Jeffrey. Pretty much fresh out of the pits on new rubber. Whoa, look at that.
Oh, that's going to cost you feet, I'm
Yeah.
afraid.
Big wiggle from
Yeah.
Fiona.
Can't afford to do that when you've got Jamie just sitting there waiting.
No,
Out.
Lee Bowden into the pits.
So we're getting some, well, I think a quite reasonably early pit stop. It's breaking up the race and taking quite a lot of the intensity out of
It
it.
is, yeah. Alejandro's been in the pits for a very long... Oh, because he changed tyres, yeah, sorry. What's going on here?
Oh, what was that? Was that Matt going? Oh, no,
Oh, it was, yes,
on
you
the
were
week,
right.
was it Matt?
Good call. That's why you're
Oh.
here, as the second set of
Oh.
eyes and some intelligence. to spot Matt Flannery there
Look at all
going.
those places lost, but at least at least we didn't get to the wall because
No,
it's a very backing in wall. We've all been in there, haven't we?
we have very too often, I'm afraid, for me. So yeah, thanks for spotting that one, Alan.
So Matt's got his work cut out again.
Yeah.
He's, okay.
See, Lee has come out in close company with Rob Sharp, like Gary did. And of course,
Well,
Rob's still got to pit yet.
Rob won't care. He'll be very happy to be getting some toe off Gary. And,
yeah, true enough.
Because he knows that Gary's got great pace.
Tell you what, Stephen Walker has got a 6-second gap to Miguel. What on earth is going on?
What?
I know.
Wow.
Good grief.
Well, he's been making hay, hasn't he? But I'm surprised
Making
he's managed
hay,
to
he's
catch
made an
Miguel
entire
that
field.
quickly. Really, I'm put that time into Mig so quickly. That's just, yeah. But you know what it's like when he gets the wind in his sails, Stephen. He gets to the front and he just, his car's light. He's feeling comfortable. He likes having that space around him. He likes to take on the challenge of the lap, and he will do consistently fast laps.
Yep, I think that's exactly it. As Spencer goes around the outside there of JB into turn 1, that's a really nice overtake again, lovely and clean. Obviously it takes 2 to tango on that corner, as we've seen when people don't want to dance.
Gary's trying very hard to keep Spencer inside. He's just behind Spencer. And it's very hard to hang on to somebody like Spencer. But, he's really trying very hard to keep him inside.
You can see him.
Yeah, you can see him. And it's a great inciter to actually just hope he doesn't overdrive in the rush, because he's going to have to make the pass.
Well, I don't think he'll get much resistance from JB. It's the same team. Same stable, rather. Same stable.
JB will be kind of...
I'm just going to stay with Gary as he goes and hoons it over the chicane, just so that everybody can see what a ridiculous situation it is here at Knockhill over the chicane. Here we go.
Oh.
Woohoo!
The number of ways that thing can go wrong.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, the Velocity's pretty much 100% gas the entire way round, the way Gary's got it going at the minute. Very impressive.
Yeah.
And I think this is only a matter of time.
Yeah, he's got to make the move. He doesn't want Spencer to make any kind of a gap.
No, and JB really needs to...
for his toe.
Yeah, JB needs to get in and fix that car. It needs servicing. It's got no front end on it.
It's costing him a bit of time.
Here we go. This is going to be very close. Oh my God. Oh, dearie me. Pass me me blood pressure pills, Alan.
Yeah, crikey. It's Manny Salt's job.
Yeah, good God.
I wonder which one of them had their eyes closed. Probably both.
Yeah, so Sam Blease is the furthest forward car of the pitted cars. You can see Spencer and Gary in the background there. Now Jamie Wilson is in the pits. Is he on his way out again? I think he is. No, he's on his way in.
No, he's on his way in, and
so
it's the time for Stephen to get in and out of the pits, isn't there? In front of Stephen.
In front of Sam, you mean? Let me have a look.
Yes, Sam. Is it time to get in and out? It's quite a decent gap.
Right now, it's very, very close. Very close. You'd only need a small mistake, and it'd be an unfortunate incident.
Stephen's got pace, but Sam will be hot to trot now. He's got his car refreshed, and he'll be trying. I don't know is he in clear air? Is Sam in clear air, or has he got?
Sam's in clear air, yeah. So he's actually doing a great job now of finding that gap and doing some quick laps. Gary Craig's doing a great job as well. It'd be interesting to see what happens when the first 5 cars that haven't pitted, which is Stephen, Miguel, Wobbly, Freddie, and Stefan. So Freddie and Stefan, yet to pit, doing a great job in those Audis at the minute.
Yeah. It's nice to see. I think the Audi's going quite well, isn't it? I'm a bit surprised, to be honest. I would have thought it would be lumber a little bit around here, but it's
yeah,
doing well. Where it is, they're doing well. They've got good pace.
David Ayres is asking, anybody near the limit on X's? We won't know. There's only one of us in the session at the minute. That's me. And I'm not going to have a look because it's a bit naughty for me to do that, as JB pits the car and probably will repair it. We can't see because it's behind that wall there.
Well, you could look and then we could hear whether you're laughing or not.
Yeah. Oh, who's that?
Oh, no. Who's that?
Is that Charles? It's Charles Walsh. I think I think that's him getting out of the way, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I think that was an intentional bit of gardening he was doing. Fiona is now visiting pit road and out onto the track and away. Nice clean pit stop there. Freddie Van Eekhoven bearing down on her now.
No. Well, you're still going to have company fee.
Yeah.
But,
So these two
and
haven't
Charles doing
pitted.
very well, I think. You know, they're keeping nice rhythm. They're keeping going, and we want everybody to finish the race.
Don't do it! Oh! Battle of the Jamies. Battle of the Jamies. We've seen this one end in tears, haven't we, this season?
Yes.
Yep.
They're not.
Jamie
giving
Wilson
in.
masters the Battle of the Jamies
So far.
so far. Jamie Jeffrey putting up a strong defence, you'll call that, against Ant Woodward, and a bit of.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where's that pace coming from? What's happening? And there's something happening here with Jamie.
There is. Yeah.
Did he have a slowdown or something?
I have no idea, but that's un-Jamie Jeffrey-like. And that unicorn-powered Elantra, not doing it for him right there, at least. He's lost a few places there.
That surprises me. I wonder if he's got a problem with his car. Oh, what was he doing there? Did you see him?
I'm not sure. Maybe he's got some sort of technical issue, but that looked a bit weird, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll keep that as a developing issue. Stefan Kobel up 10 places from the start. And yes, there are 5 people in front of him that have yet to pit, so that'll be part of it. Fiona getting lapped now by these two. I don't think she'll press the issue going into turn 1. She's going to let them both go. Yeah, there you go.
Blue flags flying.
Yeah,
and,
very sensible racing there from Fiona. Yeah. Right, so this is on. Gary has caught
Spencer. Yeah, well, I could see that happening. You know, there was
you called
something
it
about the way. It's just. I wonder what's going on, because traditionally history would suggest that Spencer would just have a slight edge on pace by a tenth and move away from Gary.
Not the case.
And be reeling in Sam.
Gary's now in the tow. I don't know what this does position-wise. I'm not intelligent enough to work it out. But we've still got the first 5 cars that have not pitted. First 5 on your screen. Stephen, Miguel, Wobbly, Freddie and Stefan have not pitted.
That's going to change things when they come in, isn't it?
Well, I think it'll definitely change it for some of them. Stephen Walker's got a 10-second lead over Miguel.
Well, you know, Stephen's just, his car's light, he's focused, he's just...
And he's not in a Honda.
And he's loving the track, so yeah.
I mean, look at the ground that Gary's gobbling up here. Well, he's maybe not quite got the apex on that corner, but he was absolutely drawing Spencer in there. We've got a battle going on further back. I might have to split away from this very shortly.
It was a great drive by Gary tonight.
It is we're going to have to go back to this one because this is coming up to a boil. And the one in front as well. You can't see that at the minute. But that one is sorting itself out now. This one we're looking at, I mean.
Oh, yeah, and Dennis is just waiting for the pieces.
So this is Jamie Jeffrey taking a position back from Ant Woodward. And it's going to be painful for Ant Woodward.
Oh, missed his braking.
That's going to be a long trip into a wall, and he's broken his suspension. He didn't want to rejoin the track. I could tell from his car behaviour. He thought if he was going to rejoin, he'd get in his way, and he didn't want that. And he's kind of sacrificed himself there.
That was a kamikaze to respect the drivers on the circuit.
It was.
So you've got to take your hat off to that, but it's cost him dear, of course.
Very dear.
To be honest, it was in that situation, and that it was the right call to make.
Yes. And I think that might be the last we see of Ant Woodward, seeing as he has already pitted the car. Hopefully he can tow and use the fast repair, but sometimes it uses the fast repair to move flies off your windscreen or something like that. It'll use it for anything at all.
No flies in Scotland. It's all mozzies, don't we?
Mozzies, yeah, horrible little. It's like teeth with wings. So Gary Craig.
No, that's a good battle going on there, isn't it? Is that Freddie?
It was.
Or Demis.
Demis. So very sorry.
Demis. Yeah.
Freddie's not even pitted yet. There's 5 cars still holding out. They've got clean track.
Yeah. Well, he's got to be delighted for his teammate. I mean, they're trying everything, these guys.
They are. Adam having a long, hard stare at Jamie Wilson. I mean, Adam's clearly making that Honda work in some respects. I know Jamie's new to the Elantra.
You've seen like he was struggling a bit before, but he seems to have got his pace back.
So. I think Jamie thinks that the Elantra's a bit like a cross-channel ferry. I don't think it handles very nimbly for him. He's gone defensive here on Adam. Adam's going to do this from the outside line. It's the only way to do it now. And a cutback. But the Honda doesn't have the grunt to get up and over the hill. Oh, well, I can be corrected at any point, apparently, on any day of the week. Although, look at the Elantra levelling off the speed.
You know, you can just carry a little bit more speed on the outside line, can't you?
Yeah, and he has done. There. Oh, wow.
Oh,
side by side.
Nothing will give here. They've got to give that little bit of room.
Oh, he's had to tuck in.
Well, they've got, the skill of the driver comes out there. Something's got to give, and you just got to show a bit of sense. And,
beautiful bit of racing that was.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Right, nobody.
No, someone's that in trouble.
I don't think he was in trouble. He was just getting out of the way, and I think it was Alejandro. Yeah, it was. He's just letting lapped cars past him.
Right. Oh, good man.
Yeah. Charles Walsh is. Where is he? Is he behind him or in front of him? He's behind him, isn't he?
That's great. Yeah. It's great that he's got his black boxes there. He can see where people are coming up behind him, and he's just getting the blue flag, and he's just aware of the track situation. That's what you want with drivers.
So this is quite poignant, what we're watching now. So we're on Stefan right now. Stefan, why is my battle box not showing? Because I haven't even selected it. Stefan has got the first car who has pitted behind him in the form of Sam Blees.
That's going to translate into quite a gap.
Yes.
But
quite literally,
Spencer is closing that gap onto Sam.
Yeah, he is. Because Sam's got a bit of
if Gary can come as well, and Gary's still there, no?
I think Gary's got the pace on Spencer this time. I think that's just got to happen at some point.
That would be something to see.
Meanwhile, in another race, Stephen Walker is nearly 13 seconds ahead of Wobbly.
Oh,
Wobbly is all the way back here with his teammate, doing formation flying. In fact, they've swapped positions. When did that happen? That happened here. So this is going to go down in Wobbly's school record at the Impulse Garage. Oh, that was a purposeful let go. Did you see that?
yes.
Eh?
That surprises me.
That, yeah. That was literally me scratching my head. Oh, hang on. We have race leader, Stephen Walker,
How is he coming in?
in pit road. Oh, leaving pit road. This is going to get tasty. He's got cars streaming past him.
Oh, it's funny seeing Stephen in the Geo car.
Did you see that, though? That was Wobbly and Miguel are only
Yeah.
just in front of him.
Yes, but he's been tearing the track up.
I shall just press this.
Well, maybe he's squabbling.
And that is Wobbly and Miguel. They have yet to pit the car.
They're in serious trouble, I would suggest.
Well, I don't know where they're going to come out in terms of the rest of the field. But Sam Blease is about 10 seconds behind Stephen, and they were 13
and
seconds behind him. Oh, dear.
And, well, Sam is... Fred, oh, it's Freddie there. It's
We're
Freddie's
talking
behind
about...
Sam now.
When I'm talking about Stephen Walker's times, it's like he's in some sort of endurance race at Daytona Road. Not a 40-minute race at Knockhill. He's absolutely blasted this out of the park today. Stefan into the pits,
Stefan.
yeah.
Oh, it's going to be painful.
I think so, yeah. He's going to drop quite a way down the field, I would think.
He'll still come out and he'll still score good points.
Oh, there's loads of points on offer for him. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It had to be that tactic. He had too much good air in front of him. There was nothing better that he could have done.
No, absolutely not.
Rob Sharp is in the pits. Oh, you can't see it, but behind that wall is Rob Sharp.
We'll see where he comes out. He's having a really brilliant first night.
He is. That first race was absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
He got big migged off the track in the second race. Oh, we've got a splitting tactic here. Oh, come on, Pete. That is Wobbly, who's pitted the car, however briefly.
So, what's the gap?
Well, he's coming out in... Where's Spencer? Spencer's there. Oh, my God.
Oh, goodness me.
Yeah, Spencer had to make that work. Look at Gary. Look at Gary.
It's Gary. Come
He's
on.
done him.
Oh,
He's done him.
goodness.
Both Spencer and Gary were like, we're having this no matter what.
They weren't stopping.
No.
Goodness me. Wow, that was a tense moment.
Tense? Oh, I'm the cameraman. What the hell? I had to get on that super fast. So, Wobbly was the lead impulse car, which means, in theory, Miguel is going to do exactly the same again whenever he pits.
Yes. Oh, crikey.
This is
Everyone's getting a good race, aren't they?
Yeah, this battle
Everybody.
of 4 cars is going to hot up right at the end of the race. We've got 8 minutes, to go. Ish.
Oh, no, so is Stefan closing on Adam?
Is Stefan closing on Adam? No. Adam is pulling away ever so slightly.
Right. So he's close. Well, he's got 6 seconds to Lee, so Lee should be okay, I would think.
Yes. I would think that Lee is safe.
He just needs
unless
to be driving well, because this is doing
Yeah.
well. So another top 10 finish for him. If he can just get home.
Yeah.
He's gone by him. You know, Gary's gone by him. He's survived some dangerous situations to be where he is.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is where the battles are at. We've got Demis Tigchlar, who's very fast in the first one. Not that far behind. Let's Let's have a
Well,
look.
he's trying to chase the Jamies, and quick as you like.
Yeah.
And Stefan is playing, doing a really great job in the Audi, which is going better than I thought it would. And
Audi seems to be really good round this track, doesn't it?
Hmm?
Given the fact that the first 4 gears don't do anything, and really you drive around in 4th, 5th and 6th.
perhaps it's momentum.
I think it probably is, I mean, that's all this track wants, isn't it? It's a motorbike track, isn't it?
Yes.
All the corners are named after bikers. But it gives such great racing. We did V8s round here. It was absolute chaos. It was fantastic. Not in a crashing way, in an absolutely dramatic racing way.
Yes.
Such a good track to race cars round. Ooh.
Yes, well, it's similar situations you've got here, where you've got really good drivers, and you need, when you've got a track like this, it responds to how good the drivers are.
I think we need to watch this little bit of replay footage right here, because this is for position, and it was tight as you like. God, blimey.
So,
Ooh,
well, Adam won't be giving that up, and he's well set and well into his rhythm. Hello,
Big Meg.
Miguel.
Oh, Gary Craig. Is he going to manage it? Yes.
Yes. So there
Wobbly.
they are.
Is he going to manage it?
Wobbly. Oh my God.
He's just been fired. He doesn't realise it yet, but he's just been fired.
He left it late to a lift there, didn't he?
He did. He did. Right. Racing
But that
should
was
be
yes.
onto the line. The only person that's not going to be racing is this man. Stephen Walker is 11 seconds nearly in the lead.
Oh, what a performance by Stephen.
Honestly, that is stunning, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning. I mean, unless he gets, a penalty for off tracks or something that gives him a 40-second slowdown or whatever the penalty is, a 6-second stop and hold. I can't remember what it is, or is it just a drive through? That's what a splendid, performance that is.
Yeah, it's just fantastic driver. And once he gets in that situation, he's just got to. He's such a great front runner.
Yes.
He's one of those who thrives.
So focused.
He's not, he doesn't care about being at the front. If he's at the front, there's nothing like better. He will just drive and drive and drive hard, consistent, fast laps. And it's up to everybody else to keep up with him,
Yep.
frankly. And we've seen him do it time and time again. It's why he's a multiple champion. And I'd love to watch this man drive. And I'd love to watch the great racing it creates, because, it just injects so much pace into the racing. It makes everybody else have to work hard. We've got some really great drivers here, and they have to drive really hard when somebody like Stephen is there laying down this kind of pace.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
Can't echo what you just said more, because he has been a brilliant multiple champion of this league. As these guys hoon it straight over all the curbs at the start of the lap. You can see the air underneath.
The car, honestly.
Unreal.
It's not comfortable when you're in the car and you're flying through the air like that.
No.
The bouncing and just really jarring. The feedback through the wheel from these TCRs is fierce.
Yep.
It's the fiercest in iRacing. The response you get from the cars rips your arms out from the sockets if you're not careful.
Yep.
And you know it when you can see these cars in the air and they're coming down. It's not like a PlayStation when you've got a sim lab thing. It's like it rips your arms and you go, oh, you really know about it.
Yeah, you do.
Physically.
When I went to Gary Craig's, oh dear me, that was Charles coming out of the pits.
Well done, Charles.
Yeah, well done for being aware. These guys are not going to give it up, that's for certain. It was either get out of the way or be collected. Oh,
What a
God,
train
Jamie
that is.
Wilson. Fantastic racing. Look how close he is to Stefan's rear bumper. But yeah, what was I talking about? I can't remember. No, it's gone.
He's
Can't look away. This battle of the
It did-
Jamies again. Oh, he's been hit. That was
another great recovery. We see some
yeah.
blooming good recovering tonight. I
Oh.
think we've needed to because there's been just the odd nudge, but the reflexes are so fast.
Yep.
They say things, and that's good. But these guys are on the edge. This is the ragged edge of people who are really good drivers, but have got nothing left to give. You know, they're going as fast as they can.
So
They're getting around this track as fast as they can, and they're trying to get in front of the bloke.
they are.
Yeah,
Speaking of as fast as they can, we've got Wobbly has caught, I think, Gary Craig. I thought it was Gary Craig catching Spencer on the timing screen, but I got my eyeballs wrong. And what I was going to say was when I went to Gary's house after he'd got his SimuCube rig and force feedback and stuff, he put me on an IndyCar with 100% feedback, and it nearly broke my thumbs and my wrists.
Yes. It's serious. There's a serious amount of force goes through these things. It lets you know when you. I think the TCRs are just
raw.
so reactive.
Yeah. I mean, anything that comes with an emergency stop button, right, has got to be respected. This is still going on. We're not far off last lap territory. I don't think is this the last lap?
39.5 minutes we're out.
Is he going to get across for another one? Let's have a look. I'm not sure he will, you know. I think this might have been the last lap. Hard to tell right now. It looks like it's fast forwarded. This is real time.
Look at that. That's beautiful.
Isn't it? So smooth. What
Oh
on earth?
no! Perfect lock right from the start.
There we go.
Perfect ace. Yeah. Well, that was some kind of racing, chaps.
It certainly was. And that was
And
him
he's got
crossing the line.
purple lap.
Sam
Is
Blees.
that on the last lap as well? Stephen's done fast on the last.
He has. Yep. The very last lap. It looked so fast. Honestly, it looked like it was fast forwarded. The Jamies are at it again. This is right to the flag. Oh, he's trying to do the cutback. He's not going to get traction there, I don't think. Excuse me.
It's fantastic racing, these guys.
Oh dear, brilliant racing. Brilliant. These cars may be finishing in the lower order, but they gave 100% and we'll still get loads of great points. Absolutely, loads of great points. That's everybody over the line.
Everybody's had to work tonight for it, haven't they? Goodness me. No easy rides around here.
No
and
way.
everybody's had pedal to the metal and, everybody's finished.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm exhausted. I don't know about you, Alan.
Well, absolutely fantastic evening, Pete. That was just
Brilliant,
you
wasn't it?
won't magical racing. It's when you see it as good as this, you just think, crikey, because I don't know how these guys get away with it. They're so quick and they're bashing around in so close quarters, and the judgment, the timing has to be so perfect. Otherwise, you spend all your time in the pits, and it's a real treat to watch such class going hard at it. And this track just makes you go hard at it. There's no half measures.
Do you see that? Lee Bowden literally parked his car in the pit garage.
Yeah.
And that's how much these guys like this. That's just brilliant. Hats off to Lee Bowden for that. That was the best ending to a race ever. So this is the only track that I know of where you drive out of the boxes. Anyway.
Well, if you can. I was
yeah.
trapped in my box the first time I was there. I didn't know how to get
Really?
out. I didn't know what the hell was happening. They
That's
put me in
tremendous.
this thing sideways on. I didn't know what was going on. What? Where am I?
Right, so we've gone official. And your race winner by 16 weeks was Stephen Walker for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White. His teammate, again, reverse positions, but the same end result as the first race, Sam Blees for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White. They have mopped up tonight. Spencer McCarthy finishes off a Geodesic Racing Hydro Race sponsored podium. There we go. Couldn't find the word. Gary Craig finishes 4th for BSTV. Wobbly Kneecaps finished 5th for Impulse Racing, followed by his teammate Big Mig, Miguel Freitas. Lee Bowden, we saw him park the car in the garage as it's supposed to be done in 7th for Safeguard. Adam Wright finished 8th for BSTV. Freddie Van Eekhoven, I'll sort your name out one day, finished 9th for Hydro Race Racing Forces. Stefan Goebel finished 10th for VTS Esports. Jamie Wilson finished 11th for Team Chimera, with Jamie Jeffrey for CCR in 12th, right behind him and scrapping right to the line. Demis Tigchalar finished 13th for Hydro Race Racing Forces. Rob Sharp finished 14th for Fiercely Forward. JB DeJu finished 15th for BSTV Esports Blue. Matt Flannery finished 16th for Geodesic Racing. Hydro Race, Geodesic Racing, keep forgetting that. Fiona Siddons finished 17th for Matthews Logistics with Vapors Mansfield. Charles Walsh finished 18th with Alejandro Advani 19th. And Ant Woodward, we saw, did a voluntary suicide for 20th position, so he didn't rejoin dangerously and it caught him out. But we have to salute it because it was just too good. Right, so we are going to do some jiggery pokery here. I'm going to run the Clio video right at the end because I didn't run it at the start because I lost a bit of time doing other things. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do a bit of this, and I'm going to do this, and we're going to see those, do a bit of this, and then we're going to there we go, and let's see if we can get somebody into the booth for the interviews. Apologies for all the pausing there. Right.
Are you having fun?
I'm having a blast, to be honest. So, before we go into interviews,
It's 3 wide already, and I just got off the line.
I know it was such a good race. That honestly, that was just stunning. Who's that chatting at me? All right, yeah. Brilliant. We've got this Friday. I'll be in the booth with Clyde, I think, because Wobbly apparently can't celebrate something on any other day of the week apart from a Friday. So he won't be in the booth with Clyde. It will be me. So you will miss me wiping out several cars in the Clios. And where are you racing, Alan? Do you know yet?
No idea.
Well,
I'm actually surprised.
It is a turn up and race, isn't it? Really, that's what the league is supposed to be. Excuse me. And I think a lot of people do that. It's at Alton Park and it's Foster's, so.
Oh, heaven!
Yeah, it's going to be that tight chicane after you come down Clearways. That'll be dramatic. Let's say.
Be great in the Clio.
Yeah, and I think the field is slowly growing as well. I don't know whether there's any newbies joined, but I think the field is already up to.
I keep telling people because it's potentially a really great little series. I think.
Yeah, I mean we've got 17 cars signed up. I mean that's
some really good
grid.
drivers in there. I'm
yeah.
way off the back already, but I find it inspiring to drive with these fantastically good drivers.
Yep, and then on Saturday, we have the return of the greatest V8 league in existence, which is V8 ESC, sponsored by Simability, making sim racing accessible to people who are far less privileged than some of the rest of us. That grid is a whopping 24 cars already, and you usually get a big surge just before it goes live for its first race. So that is going to be highly dramatic. It's at Belle Isle, so the most controversial of tracks.
Wow.
Concrete City, where you can, by the end of the race, you can probably walk around and pick up all the bits and build yourself a V8. It might look a bit weird, but yeah, I reckon you could, out of the spares you pick up, go and build yourself a car.
Well, the V8's, Pete, I'm not a big TV watcher, but on a Saturday evening when the V8's running, I go and turn my computer on just to watch it.
Good,
And,
good.
and I spend half my life either on a track or talking about it. but I still turn up to watch the V8s because it's fantastic racing.
Yeah, speaking of fantastic racing and getting probably as good a race and as good a set of points as you could possibly hope for, given the field that's around him. Good evening to the Wookiee, lucky Stephen Walker.
Hello,
Oh,
everybody.
Hello.
yeah. Congratulations, Stephen. That was a heck of a
Thanks.
drive, mate. Oh, we love that. What a race.
So, if anybody doubted the fact at any point that you were a previous champion, I think you reminded them with a punch to the face and the gut tonight, because you'll have to explain in a minute about race 2. You'll have to, because we were just aghast at the gap you were pulling on everybody behind you, and we knew that from other sources that the Honda was going to struggle, but we didn't expect that. Race 1, first of all, you finished second. I don't remember where you started. It was pretty high up. Oh no, you were second. Yeah.
Yeah, I started second and I got a terrible start, so that let Gary by, almost let Wobbly by. So I had to block him off, and then I tried to get Gary. But then he settled down, and all the cars, like the tires, came up and that. So I was just trying to basically get a run from the jump all the way down to the last corner, and I tried it a few times, but unless you really send it properly or you just have a faster car, the outside line tends to be better. So Gary could, by the time we get halfway down the start finish straight, Gary could he'd be back in front. And then one of the times I tried it, I just fully understeered, and just the side of my door, the engineers just, I don't know what they've done, the side of my door just hit him a little bit more, and it just unsettled him. So I do apologise for that, but it was the move was on. But it was good fun. It was great racing. And then I think Sam had an issue with a back marker. So that's the only reason why I caught him. I wouldn't have caught him. Sam and I had pretty much the same pace, and Gary as well. Gary was really quick this week. But yeah, I think the Veloster had a bit of an advantage over the rest of the cars, especially the Honda.
Yeah, it did seem that way. Race 2, though, good grief. I don't think we've seen anybody pull away from a field like that. There's a few names in the hat, and you're one of them. We've had Victor Tanaka do it in V8s. We've had Chris Jackson do it in V8s. Tony Klusterman's done it over history. Johnny Brandon. But that was splendid racing. So clean. And honestly, I said it in the broadcast, and rewind it if you want. I said it looks like it's been fast forwarded watching you drive.
I mean, I appreciate that, but trust me, it wasn't feeling like that. It was a very scary first, I don't know how many laps, 10 laps.
Yeah.
And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I got lucky.
What on earth? These underpants are going to wear out one day, right? Don't put them in the wash, whatever you do.
Started 11th, and yeah, it's not easy to work your way through. It's so difficult to overtake here, but I managed to. I think one of the overtakes I went around the outside of the last corner, and I think I got 2 people going down the start finish straight, because obviously they were so slow and bunched up on the inside. So I just took the wider line and got the run. So obviously that helps, stuff like that. I may or may not have accidentally just clipped Wobbly ever so slightly in the first few laps. So I apologise to that. It's just the way all the cars concertina up into the corners.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just completely unavoidable, especially when tyres aren't up to temp and brakes aren't up to temp. So
yeah,
I think I got 4 times as well in one incident, because again, I was braking, but when people, it almost felt like they'd come to a stop on one of the apexes. You're just not expecting that. So I did get 4 times, but other than that, everything was okay. It was really good racing. The guys got out of the way pretty well. I think they learned how to do it better and better over the course of the last few sessions.
Yes.
So appreciate that, because I know it's not easy, because you just panic and you're like, and sometimes it can just be really scary. Because you can't predict what they're going to do. It's easier when you can predict it. But I don't know. I like this track. I get on with it. I clicked with the car. I think the car did have an advantage over the others, so I'm not going to take all the credit for it. But Sam was just as fast. It was a good result for the team. 2 1-2s, and I mean I got plenty of incident points in that second race, but I'm just trying to help him out.
You say Sam was just as fast, but I've got a clock and a watch somewhere that say that 11.4 seconds is quite a lot of Knockhill.
Well, I just think I got luckier with getting through the pack than he did, and then I think he pitted earlier, and then as he was coming through, obviously it was for position, so people were battling as much as they have every right to. So had he been right behind me, he would have been right behind me the entire race. Like, we were very similar pace. We did the official last night, and it was like nearly a 5K strength of field, and me and Sam were like, I think we finished 10, 11 seconds ahead of the other guys. So yeah, Sam was just as quick as me. He just got a bit unlucky in that, and he came second. I think he must have been quite far ahead of the guys in third. Well, I don't know actually. I haven't looked, but yeah, he was just as quick as me. It was just like I say, the way it all fell together. I just got lucky.
Well, it's a
as I
lockout,
always
wasn't
say.
it, at the front tonight? It was a fantastic performance by both of you, to be honest.
Yeah, it was good fun. Like I say, I like this track, so a lap isn't that long, so you can do some practice, and it doesn't feel like you're doing loads and loads. And next thing you know, you're doing it. And I had a line over the jump that I don't think many people were taking. Sam figured it out last night when he followed me, and he was like, "Oh, that's like a tenth and a bit here and there." So, it was just great. It was great racing. Everyone was great. It was it's one of the best races I've had for a while. I'm quite happy with that, to be honest.
It was very exciting watch. Really was fantastic, thrilling race. The length of the field, everybody had a battle steam tonight. You drove great, but everybody else drove really great as well. It's like you say, to get through the field requires really great racing on both parties.
Yeah, and well done to everyone.
And it was quite a spectacle, let me tell you. Yeah, most enjoyable.
Well, I think the rest of the field are on eBay right now, just seeing if you're selling your underpants. And those that can't find those are buying Lucky Rabbit's feet and everything else. Ramaboo's complaining that you're talking too much and trying to, get one over on Tyler. But you did fantastic tonight. Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go and celebrate your just domination of Knockhill?
Yeah, obviously you guys putting on the show. The rest of the guys for turning up and having a giraffe, and just everyone really, just great. Appreciate it. Thanks.
No,
Short and sweet.
Absolutely. And we'll see you next time out. I'll have a look where that is in a minute.
Oh, and fastest lap. I believe you had the fastest lap.
Last lap, fastest lap,
Stephen.
Yeah, I think he won both races as well.
Mopping
absolute.
up.
Fantastic. I'd love to see you with the purple.
Must be lovely to be lucky, Alan?
Oh God, well, I'm going to be lucky one day.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Stephen Walker, everybody.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Yeah. Good night, Stephen.
All right then. Longest
interview
interview
a gentleman
ever.
in victory.
He's good, yeah.
He's a pleasure to interview, isn't he? Because he's so unassuming.
He is unassuming, yeah. He's and he's lucky every time, regardless of the fact that he's manipulated it into a victory.
Look that he has, honestly.
Yeah, it's crazy. Unlucky and needing a change of underpants to a lucky pair that's luckier than his teammates is Sam Blees, who...
it's not that unlucky, is it?
It's not that unlucky, no, let's face it.
He's
got a victory. Do you not feel you're cheating, Sam, having two previous multiple champions in the same team?
Yeah, a little bit, but we balanced it out by him not starting the season for like 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And me completely screwing up the first 2 rounds.
You did have probably the worst 2 rounds I've seen you have.
Yeah, I think I probably did.
Yeah.
Back to back in the start of the season.
Yeah. And you're making up for it in spadefuls now because race 1, you was it flag to flag? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't quite get the fastest lap. I think Stephen whipped that from underneath you using your toe, so you'll feel good about that. And in race 2, your teammate just put on a clinic for everybody.
Yeah, he was absolutely flying. He was faster than me in race 1, to be honest. Like if he'd got past Gary faster, I think he'd have chased me down.
Right.
And then it would only have been his honour in deciding not to pass me that saved me.
Yeah.
I nearly threw it away at the end of the race one anyway. So well done to him. He was driving really well.
Yeah, it
great
was
pace.
superb.
I can't fault it.
Talk us through your pit stop, because you were one of the very first cars to enter pit road, like really the first car that wasn't injured.
Yeah, I knew I was faster than a few people in front of me, so I was quicker than Gary and Spencer, and there were a couple of others at the time. And I was going to lose time to work fighting that, so I decided to take the early stop. Hope there was a bit of clean air, which there was. I had a couple of people, I had Matt and JB to pass, but they were both pretty straightforward. You know, they didn't put up too much of a fight. We were in the chat, we were able to talk and coordinate a bit, so I was able to get some good laps in, which I think helped with getting past like Miguel and Wobbly, and I came out quite well ahead of them when they pitted eventually. But I just didn't have the pace that Wook was doing at the front, so I was fairly content, even from when I pitted, that it was going to be second. So it was just a case of keeping it clean and maximising that, and trying not to get too many incidents. But I failed in that front as well.
Well, you didn't fail on the entertainment front, Sam, because we've given an absolute blast of our races tonight. It was fantastic watching you and everybody else. You've really given us as much entertainment as we could stand, I think, to be honest.
It's an excellent track for these cars. It's always good fun. It was the same with the Clios on Friday. It just brings out the best in front wheel drive, I think. And you can get alongside, but it's not easy to pass. And you end up with these nice battles that go on and on and on for corners and laps. And, it's costing everyone time, and it's really frustrating probably to be involved in them. But they look great. They are fun.
It does. It does look great. Honestly, it's been fantastic viewing tonight. You're right. These cars love this place, and you've really turned it on. And I think everybody would be very happy with the way that they performed tonight. I think first to last, everybody's driven really as well as they can. Fantastic performance by everybody.
Yeah, it was great driving up and down the field, and really good fun to be involved in.
Good stuff. We've got Nürburgring next, not the arduous Nordschleife, but the Grand Prix Strecker.
GP.
Yeah, GP. Did you go well there?
I don't know if I'd go well there. I quite like it. It's off camber and
very technical, isn't it? Very technical kind of.
Yeah.
Place.
Traditionally, I like technical stuff that isn't too bumpy and frenetic. So like Knockhill is fun to drive. I haven't always gone well because you can't do the same lap over and over again. You're always gonna have to be reacting, and I quite like being able to know exactly where my braking point is, where my turning point is, and try and be very precise, which only really works on the big, wider GP tracks. So it's more my style of track.
Right, yes. Yeah, that's very interesting, Sam.
And like you say, it's technical with the off-camber stuff as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't necessarily know. I think it might be more a Honda track again. It's quite a lot of braking, but also quite a lot of medium speed, where the Honda tends to do quite well. Which is, totally fair enough, because this was very much a Hyundai track, the Knockhill tonight. So it's good that it will swing the other way a little bit. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be a good one, and I think it will be good fun.
Cool stuff.
Yeah, can't make anything more different, can we?
No, that's the wonderful adventure that is the league this season. Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you disappear?
Yeah, just well done again to Work, and thanks to everyone else I was battling with, Gary and Spencer and Wobbly and Miguel. It was always good racing. Well done to Rob, did his first race today, did really well, and hope he'll be back for some more. Not sure if it'll be this season, but certainly, it'd be good to see him on the grid again. And all of the new guys, new faces, and joining in and just, making it what it is. It's been a great season, and even without a few regulars from the last few, we're still getting good numbers and good racing up and down the grid. So, it looks good for the future.
It does.
So thanks to you guys for putting it on and hosting all of it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Sam Blees, our reigning champion, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Kind of cut him off a little bit. Never mind. Right, who are we going to have next? I need to go down to this and figure out where everybody finished in the last one. So we're going to go to this one next. So Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep everybody guessing. He was mid-conversation. I love it when I get that. I love it when I get
It's
mid-conversation.
exciting.
Isn't it?
Just saying that you're doing the lucky dip to see who you pick.
I know, yeah.
He's got a top out with ping pong balls in it, Gary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
too
it's
right.
got all your numbers in it. He pulls them out, you know.
Yeah, just torture people, torture them. So, race 1, tiny bit more successful than race 2. Third place, podium finish in race 1. Got yourself up to the front very fast. You scored a pass almost instantly on Samblees.
On work.
Oh, sorry, on Wook, yeah. And then that was reversed later on. But
When he pushed me onto the grass.
but you're not bitter about it then.
It's all right. I'll put him back later.
Yeah. What goes around comes around generally in TCR. But yeah, you did a podium finish in race 1, a 4th in race 2, a really good haul of points. You're doing very similarly to how it evolved last season, and you nearly won it. So talk us through race 1 a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised to get such a good start on Wook. Sam and Wook were mega fast in the official last night, and I was there or thereabouts, but I had a bad quali, so by the time I'd kind of got through to third in the official, there was a gap, whereas tonight, again, they were quicker than me, but I was there or thereabouts. I think I was just about a second off Wook at the end, but I didn't have enough to really catch or make any moves after that. Yeah, it was just keeping it on the track in race 1, to be honest. It was we were a bit quicker than the Hondas tonight, so as long as we could have kept that clean, the Velocitas would be at the front after quali. Race 2 was always going to be the biggest unknown.
Okay, yeah. And race 2, well, seemed to work out reasonably well for you. It was a bit tough and very close, hard racing right at the very start. A few of your competitors got very early pit stops. You pitted kind of middle, did you?
Well, there was a crash between Miguel and Demis, I think it was.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit behind Spencer, who was in that group. They all slowed, but I saw Demis ping off the track, so I thought the track was clear, so it didn't slow as much. But then Miguel and Lee, I think it was, slowed right down, and Spencer had to slow on the race line, and I was already kind of full speed eating down that hill. I just slammed the back of Spencer. So the car kind of still felt okay. I did the rest of that lap, but I was sure that there must have been some damage, so I just pitted then just to get out the way.
Yeah, I think Spencer's hit on Demis, I think it was a bit stronger than your hit on him.
I don't know.
Okay.
We reviewed it, and I may have been a bit faster through there than I thought I was. I thought that I was a bit blindsided and caught out by it, but I just did them without slowing down.
Yeah, very much a Veloster track though. Yeah,
it definitely. Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for that, I mean, I had an okay pace, but Wood got through really quick. I was making okay progress, but then I took about a litre too little on fuel, so I spent the entire second half of the race just lifting. So it's same as last week. I couldn't really challenge because I was lifting. Which is fine. I'll take a third and a fourth.
Well, yeah. I mean, given the company you're in.
Well, fantastic racing tonight, Gary. Goodness me, you were plenty involved, mate. It's not like you were having a dull time, is it?
No, and I mean, it's been really good this week to have a bit of a Veloster track because it shows that the BOP is good. We've had a couple of Honda tracks this season, but the pendulum's gone a bit the Veloster way. So it's nice that it's not just one car like the Elantra was everywhere. So it's been nice to have a track where we've got a bit of a swing. And it's because normally I wouldn't be faster than Spencer, Wobbly, and Miguel, but today I was, thanks to the car. So it's been nice to have a bit of a pacey one.
It was really noticeable that you had the pace tonight, Gary. Honestly, it brought me a lot of joy to see you actually in the thick of it with these guys.
Not as much joy as it brings me to be faster than Wobbly.
I've just wondered what you think about. So that's because Knockhill, fantastic. So this is as different as can be from we're going next week.
Yeah, Phoenix Roval. That's a fun track.
So are we at the feet? I thought we were at
Phoenix.
Germany. The German.
Phoenix.
Gary wants to drive Phoenix Roval every round. However, sorry, it really
No,
is
no,
Nürburgring Sprint Striker.
we alternate it with centripetal circuit. You know this by now.
Deary me.
So, which is the car for next week? Because that's a very technical, very orthodox track. Right?
I don't like that track. I'm not very good at it. So it's probably not going to matter too much to me. On the face of it, it still might be okay for the Veloster, but I don't think the Honda's going to suffer as much as it has this week. But it's a little hard to tell. It'll be. I think we'll all be pretty similar again. I can't imagine one being too overpowered because there's quite a bit of variety on that track.
Yes, yeah, good point, actually. Good point. Well, we'll know after, if you're going to do an official next Thursday, we'll know, won't we? Or whenever it is you're going to do one. Because that's very revealing, isn't it? I think it's great that you're doing these official races because it really gives you a lot of information, doesn't it?
The Tuesday night officials are getting crazy. We had a 4.7k split last night. It was mad. There was a 5k split last week. It's bonkers. We had we didn't split for the first one, and we still had 2.7k, and we did split for the second and had nearly 5k. It was mad.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
But I mean, it's doing good as well because Rob was joining the league tonight for a tryout, and he's basically in the TCR Discord, the main one, and people talking about this league, and that's why the Tuesday nights are so populated. So it is starting to filter through that. You know, if you enjoy that strong race on the Tuesday, then it's here on a Wednesday as well, and people are kind of seeing that, which is really good.
Which is really good and very healthy, and he had a brilliant first race, and his very first race in the series. Second race, he ended up getting Miguel'd at one point.
In that Iberian came out as Miguel.
yeah. But fantastic racing again. Anybody you'd like to shout out to before we let you disappear?
Yeah, you guys as ever for organising this. It's just great fun. Like, I don't know any other leagues, well, other than SRL, where everyone sits in a Discord chat together and races and helps each other out as they're trying to beat each other. It's just a great group of guys that are involved here. So it's really, really good fun for everyone involved. So thanks for organising that as usual, and thanks for everyone else who races it because it's just such a fun league.
Awesome stuff. In that case, we'll let you go and start racing in Germany. You've got a long way to travel.
Yeah, Phoenix practice starts now.
Gary Craig, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Good night, Gary. He lives in a dream world, that lad.
He kind of does.
Ever hopeful.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, let's have a nice little. It's always
You're going to have to do that centripetal thingy one day.
Centripetal circuit, yeah.
Yeah.
I think one person that won't enjoy that so much is our next interviewee, Spencer McCarthy. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yay!
Yay! Here we go.
Yay.
Hey. Right. Where did you finish in the first race? It wasn't the most splendid of positions because you had a bit of an incident. 14th. 14th. I thought you were going to get back to 12th and go ha-ha to everybody, but that didn't quite happen.
No.
You overtook more people in the second race than anybody else. So, big high five.
I'll take that. Yep.
Yeah, and a podium position in the second race.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen how you scythe your way through a field nice and clean, and no different in the second race. But let's talk about the first one first. For the life of me, I can't remember what the cause of your exit into wherever it was. But yeah, you ended up back down the field. I think you were last at one point, weren't you?
I was for a while.
Yeah.
It was Adam Wrong.
Adam Wrong. Did he do you one as well? Did he do you a wrong?
He wronged me. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you both ended off the same way, didn't you? Yeah.
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 So, yeah, it was a bit weird. I mean, I came through the last corner after the first lap. It was pretty close to Miguel. It was one of those weird. You see like a puff of pixels in front of you, and it's like, it was like a 0x, but it kind of ended up being more than a 0x in the way of the damage.
Yeah.
So it must be where the track kind of goes uphill and whatever. The damage model didn't really work very well. But anyway, I got a bit sort of bumper damage from that, or bonnet damage from that, as I followed Miguel through there, and it then my car then sort of seemed to not grip up because it was cold tyres and it understeered a bit. So I kind of half lifted, but obviously Adam was committed to go through the corner. So as we came out the corner, I'm obviously then trying to stay on the track and not go off run onto the side. He's trying to come through, and obviously, as we've kind of come together again, silly contact. I've then gone sort of speared off to the right, and then just went on this journey because it dipped down the hill there on the inside of the track.
Journey.
And went on
That's
this
class.
journey of like sideways grass, sliding,
Gravel.
like whatever, ice grass, whatever. Just like, going, where am I going? Where am I going? Where am I going? And then there's like those like tractor tires in the middle there, like on the, I had a little holiday and everything. It was, so I kind of came across and I'm thinking, oh, those tractor tires, do they cause damage? I don't know. And I'm like trying to stop before them. And then as I got to them, thinking, oh, I'm just going to brush them really lightly. And I went through them and I was like, oh, they're obviously, you can drive through them. Great. So I just then drove through it, joined the track, and it went 7 seconds slowdown.
7?
I'm like,
7.
What?
I haven't done, I've just had 7 seconds slowdown.
That's an entire
Another
lap.
7 seconds?
That's an entire
Oh
lap.
my God.
And that was obviously on the first lap. So everyone knows on iRacing, the slowdown on the first lap
It's
is
just death,
evil.
isn't it? Yeah.
So I didn't clear it until I got round to the chicane, right? So and I was going. So Charles, obviously, he decided to survey the scenery
Yes,
on
he did.
turn
Yeah.
3 or something on the end of that on that second lap. So he's rejoined in front of me, and it's like I've stopped to let him back on the track. I'm literally trying to get rid of this slowdown. And he's gone and he's driven away from me, and I'm still trying to serve the slowdown. Got through the chicane. It's like, yeah, it's gone. Right, now we go. And I looked up and I was like 15 seconds from P12, and I'm like, this isn't going to work. This is just what's going on here. And I think that the other funny thing was, you're probably, I don't know if you'll be able to find it, but if you looked at my onboard on the last lap, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the replay. But my bonnet was doing some really weird things as well. So as I was going through one of the corners, the whole bonnet was like shaking left to right, and rising up in front of the screen in front of me,
That's spooky.
where the damage was getting, I guess, worse through the race. So it was so distracting.
Oh,
Anyway,
yes,
but-
it's that additive damage model, isn't it? Where things get worse as time goes by.
Exactly. I was just sort of expecting it to flip up, so I couldn't see anything at one point. But it was one of them. It was, I'm sure it would have happened
Well,
in
it's
real
happened
life.
in real life. I'm sure it's happened to me.
Yeah.
I had something similar in 1990s Manchester, but it was a small piece of tissue paper. That'll make more sense to other people than.
My bonnet came up on the M5.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
jeez. Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah, that was very exciting.
I'm sure it was. A bit of a brown
Trousers.
trousers.
It was on the inside lane.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah,
wow, right,
I've
okay.
noticed when I've been racing before, I've noticed that I haven't clipped the bonnet down properly, and it's popped up on the lap. Like when you're going down sort of the back straight, and then the whole of because it then grabs it over there, the whole of the side of the bonnet kind of bent up, and I'm like, okay, I'm going in the pit.
We mustn't forget that there's a couple of real life racers like yourself in the league. Yourself, Jamie Jeffrey. There's others. So you've got first hand understanding of how these cars behave. So it's no surprise that you get through the field pretty quick.
Never raced front wheel drive.
Right, okay.
Yeah, to be honest, but I don't think I'd be too bad in it.
I
think I've done some
you're
tracks.
showing promise, really, Spencer. I think you're showing promise with the
A little
promise.
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 So,
Dear, Alan Toon.
bit of a Jackanory, but I think I got if you're a motorsport license holder, you got like an invite to go to Bruntingthorpe. I think it was Bruntingthorpe or Bedford Autodrome, one of the two. I always get them confused. The Palmer place. You're invited down by Peugeot. They want to canvass UK drivers to see if they're going to put a team together to do the Nürburgring 24 hours in the Peugeot 206 years ago. And it was like, oh, okay, I'll go down for that. Never driven a front-wheel drive car on track before. Out of all the UK drivers, I ended up finishing 6th or something.
Oh, right. Very good.
Out of a one lap. You had an out lap and then a fast lap, and that was it. You literally just turned up, got your ticket, did your 2 laps, and went away again.
Right.
So out of the, I don't know how many hundreds or thousands of drivers, maybe just over 1,000 that entered it, I came 6th. But they took the top 5.
Oh God, they take you as a reserve.
But one of the guys,
Smallest high five ever.
yeah, I know. One of the guys dropped out. So like 2 days before the final event, which is what they were going to do, is they were going to pick one driver from I think 5 different countries or 4 different countries to make this team up for 24 hours. And so one guy dropped out before like 2 days before the final. So I got a phone call saying, "Well, would you do it?" And I'm like, "Well, okay." So I then went over to France, did this final thing, didn't win it. I think it was Bradley Philpott won it. But there are a few guys in there that's kind of gone on to do a few good things.
Yeah.
But that was my only real first bit of competition-y thing in a front-wheel drive car.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, maybe my talents were more front-wheel drive than rear-wheel drive, but
Maybe
there we
they
go.
are.
Yeah. For one of my bosses at Tesco, whilst we're on Jackanory's, one of my bosses at Tesco when I worked there, Sandy Thompson, really quite a little angry Scottish bloke, but he was brilliant. Best, one of the best bosses I've ever had. We did brilliantly one Christmas, moving however many million units of stock, and still came about 5th in the league table. And he went, "Well, there you go. The first time I was up a ladder, I was down a well," which I think summarises that pretty well. Anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go and celebrate your podium position in race 2 and your scrapping in race 1?
Yeah, just everyone on track tonight. Great race, good fun. I obviously battled through on race 2, and thank myself, pat myself on the back for that one. I think it was decent recovery from race 1. But yeah, just a shout to you guys and the league as a whole. Rob Sharp's come on board, which is great for his first race tonight. Hopefully he can carry on with it. Good to get keep adding to the numbers. 20 tonight, good. Well done.
Very strong field.
Really good.
And we'll see you in Germany next time out for a little tross around Nürburgring. So great racing tonight, Spencer McCarthy.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you, Spencer.
Right then, next up into the booth, and I think he's there because I told him he should do, because he has had a great race tonight.
Yay!
Is Lee Bowden. Good evening.
Thank God.
Yeah.
You alright then?
Yeah, too right. We're all good. I'm a bit warm, I have to say. But if that's not the answer to the
I
question
would be,
you're
but
asking,
I'm drinking cool white wine.
You're on white wine.
Yes.
What's that?
Yes,
Pinot Noir.
I had a bottle of very nice white wine that somebody gave me. So
Right, very nice. Yeah, cool.
it's beautiful. It's a nice Chardonnay.
Oh, Chardonnay, very nice, very fruity, like that. So besides that, Lee, 6th place and a 7th place, which is, I think, probably rounded out your best performance at a track yet in this league. So what do you put down your great performance tonight?
Well, obviously the motivation of joining Carl's team. It pushes you to get that extra speed. But I had a little bit of help from Sam actually. He shared a set. I wasn't getting on with one of the ones I was using from one of the setup shops.
Yeah.
And he kindly shared one, and it just seemed to work so much better. And then I seemed to accidentally bump into one of Stephen's YouTube videos of his sort of previous races. So I've sort of sat down and stalked him a bit.
Accidentally bumped into it.
Yeah. No stalking involved at all.
It was just nice to be recommended a sort of a decent thing to watch rather than some of the dubious ones. But it was good. I was just sat there and just sort of seeing how the really quick drivers do it and sort of trying to take some notes. So it was good.
Well, you've done brilliantly, to be honest. We've just on the slow-mo as we're watching, seen the bowling ball action of...
Goodness me.
Was that Miguel or was that Wobbly? I can't remember. But your reactions are pretty cat-like in that one. Everybody else has bailed to the scenery and you've kept it on the track nice and clean. And I think that was the recipe for tonight.
I've got to look after Carl's car for him, haven't I?
No, not at all. It's how long is it taking you to get all the pies out of it?
He's still knee-deep crumbs,
Yeah.
Get rid of them.
The brake pedal's a bit slippy. There's a bit of meat on it.
Yeah. Pork pie, I think that is. Gravy, maybe a bit of gravy from a Ginsters or something.
You get a lot of jelly,
Aspic's lethal on pedals, isn't it?
Oh, it's terrible.
So too little friction. But the Veloster did well round here in a number of people's hands tonight, but notably in yours as well. A 6th place in the first race, you converted that into holding a 7th place in the second, with cars going backwards past you and forwards past you. But you kept your calm, you kept your cool, and you kept your position. And no massive dramas, but very competitive racing.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say really, because it's like I only seem to have one level of pace. So when it comes to qualifying, I'm just garbage. My qualifying pace is generally my race pace, and I don't really tend to sort of like push it. So that's why I don't really tend to sort of spin off many times. So it's just a case of trying to find who you're racing.
Yeah.
Today was a bit awkward because like normally when in the second race and you've got the likes of I don't know Spencer or Gary or whoever behind you on the grid, you sort of trying to work out, right, they're definitely going to pass you at some point, let them through, get on with your race. But because I was just that little bit quicker, I was kind of stuck in two minds, whether just to focus on my own race and let them go, or actually try and battle. So it was kind of, I don't know, a bit of a different experience tonight.
Yeah, that's very interesting, isn't it, Lee?
Yeah.
You know, 'cause that is a different situation, and how do you cope with that? Because you've got to put your head in a different place, haven't you?
Yeah, because I remember before I rejoined the league, I was watching some of the races, and I was listening to something Gary said about like aiming to be best of the rest, because I think at that point he didn't think he was the quickest person on track.
Yeah.
It kind of just sticks in the back of your mind, because it's like if you try and drive really, really ragged, you're just going to go off track. So I'm just sort of had in my mind, right, let's just try and pick up some points, and then hopefully Carl won't beat me with a stick when he comes back.
Oh, I don't think there's any chance of that. But you're right. Finishing races gets you points, but finishing races in the right way, and it sounds like you've got that approach now, or maybe you already had it. It gives you confidence, because the first thing is I can get round the lap. The second thing is I can get round the race. Third thing is I can overtake somebody, and then it opens up a whole window of opportunities about speed. And if you're sat there thinking, these guys that are usually like nailing me and disappearing off into the distance, I'm on a pace with these guys. You're going to keep your foot in where ordinarily you'd probably lift, or you're going to not give room where ordinarily you would be, waving them past or something like that. It's a good evolution, and I think you should stick with that and see how you evolve that into your performance next time round at the Nürburgring, which is the Grand Prix version, not the arduous 9-minute laps of the green hell. Gary seems to think it'll balance back a little bit with the Hondas, so you might get a bit more competition there. But how do you go at Nürburgring?
I can't ever remember racing there.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if I have, it must be years ago. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge next week.
Yeah, one step at a time. There's simulated champagne to drink right now.
Yeah.
But
I'm still basking in tonight's fine results.
Yes, so you should be.
Yeah, and
fantastic performance tonight. You know, it shoves you up the grid, and our captain's not here, but he'll be thrilled with what you've done tonight, mate. I'm thrilled for you. And well done.
The first race, it was just like couple of laps to go, and I think it was Adam I had behind me, and I was like thinking, right, okay, we've got a couple of seconds here, only a sort of few laps left, should be all right. And then I don't know whether I got slower or like Adam got a rocket up his arse or something, and then just suddenly just closed the gap so quickly. And on that final corner, I was just thinking, God, he's going to nail me on that last sort of run to the line. So I just thought, right, I just have to sit on the sort of apex, just have like a little.
We saw that as well, yeah. We
watched.
watched.
I was just thinking, I was like thinking, do you know what? If it results in a trip to the stewards, I'll take it.
Yeah, why not? Why not? And just that sentence that you said there, you had Adam behind you. Adam's a fast driver, and the very fact that you've got to the end of a race. A 40-minute race, and Adam Wright is behind you, is all you need to know about your performance tonight. On the screen, you're racing in between the two impulse drivers. I think there's 10k, 11k between them. So you are moving forward. We can see the evolution. And one thing that me and Alan and Clyde, etc., will take away from this conversation is you've been given a setup by one of the fastest people in the league, a multiple champion of this league, and that shows what this community is like. It's all about everybody getting competitive, fair, clean racing. I've never had a conversation for quite a long time that's embodied that more than this one. So thank you very much for joining us in the booth tonight, Lee.
Yeah, you're welcome, and thanks for all the good work you do on this. Because obviously, without everyone sort of producing this or the drivers racing in it, then we wouldn't be doing much on a Wednesday night, would we?
No, I'd be sat around doing nothing whatsoever, just wondering why I'm breathing. But anybody you would like to make specific shout-outs to before we let you disappear?
Well, yeah. As I said earlier, Sam for obviously sharing the set. But probably all the drivers that have shared sets, because it's not. I mean, I think Spencer's shared ones before, Gary shared ones before. So literally everyone helps out everyone. I think that's what kind of makes the league what it is, really. But the racing is generally quite clean all through the field. So it's like it doesn't matter whether you're the fastest or you're like the average pace. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Everyone seems to have fun and. It's just really, really clean and respectful. And I don't know, I've not really experienced anything like this before.
Great. I mean, that's just stunning.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, too right. That's stunning to hear. And we appreciate every syllable of that sentence. We hope you have a brilliant time at Nürburgring as well. Lee Bowden, everybody.
Good evening. Catch you later.
What a great interview. That was
Oh,
just
my
sensational.
word. That was lovely, wasn't it?
Well, I
Yeah.
hope he finishes at 6th and 7th again so we can get him back in.
Yeah, I'm really touched by that, actually.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
Very nice.
Wasn't it just? So, again, back in...
It's
It's Fee. Good evening, Fee.
Good evening.
Awesome stuff. So, where did you finish in the first race? Let me go and find out. You finished 17th. You had quite a couple of strong names behind you there. Ant Woodward, he didn't have a great night in the first race. Where did he finish in the second? Oh, last. Oh dear, we won't mention that. And JB was behind you in the first race as well. Charles Walsh brought up the back of the grid. Second race, 17th again. Similar names behind you. You had a very steady race. We saw you properly battling when people had pitted and you were battling for position. And why not? That is for position, and I'm sure you enjoyed every minute of that. But we also saw you very sensibly and at the right times, easing off the gap, letting cars that were lapping you through. Very sensible, but you seem in really good control of that Elantra.
Yeah, I love the Elantra. I have done ever since it first got introduced on here. I love the track as well. It's one of my favourites in iRacing. And I surprised myself in practice away from the stream, just a private practice. I was in the mid 52s.
Mm-hmm.
In pre-practice tonight, I was in the 52s. In qualifying, I couldn't even find the 52 for love and money. Then race 1 and race 2, I was in the mid 52s again.
Yeah, I mean, we were saying at the start that 1 second covered the top, I think it was 13 or 15 cars. You were just on the outside of the bubble because that was qualifying times. But then in the race, you couldn't really tell because you were on it. You were in battles with loads of other cars, to be honest. You had Spencer to deal with in the first race on like a live racing lap. It was really good to see you battling with those people, and some of the battles went on for quite a long time.
Yeah, I definitely made them work for it tonight.
Yeah. You got some good footage for Matthews Logistics with Vapors Mansfield, that's for certain.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was good to see you in the cars tonight, my dear, and we know that you're slightly off the pace, but my God, there was plenty of cars behind you tonight who were further off the pace than you were. You made everybody work for their passes, and it's good to see because you keep your line, keep your cool, and keep an eye on the people behind you, and everybody loves you, don't they?
Definitely. when they're coming up to lap you, there's no point getting in the way and spoiling the battle for the lead or whatever. So just pull to the side, ease off the throttle, and let them go.
Yeah, no, it's just a sensible driver fee. I just want you to enjoy the time on the track with these guys and take something away from it because this was a great learning experience. There's some really there aren't any better drivers. Some of the drivers on this track that we get to race with, it's a privilege because there aren't any better drivers out there, and there's so much to learn, isn't there? So much to take away from these races.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Learning all the time. So Miguel and Wobbly and everybody at the front, they're just rapid. At the minute, I'm just working on slowly inching up closer to them.
Yeah. Do you do
Right.
Do you do the
No.
practice sessions on a Tuesday with them?
I don't know because I don't really get a lot of time in the week.
No, fair enough. Yeah, yeah. It's just if you there's other sessions available. I know there are, but the Tuesday one's quite significant for them. And when I was racing TCRs, that was the session that really gave me a good education. Don't get me wrong, I still crashed and wiped people out because I'm rubbish. But and I don't think I was as fast as you. But it was a real education for me. So I think if you do get the opportunity, I would leave that door open and see what you get from the pit parties and some of the shared setups and things like that. I think there's a few tenths for you to take away from it if you can. And I understand that it's not always possible.
Oh, definitely. When I get a chance, I'll not knock on the door, just kick it open.
Yeah,
Well,
why
put it
not?
this way,
Why not?
you're safe. You're finishing the races. You're not
Yeah.
wrecking your car.
No.
And that's no mean achievement, my dear, because it's not easy to drive consistently around these places as fast as you are doing, and you're doing well.
Finishing on lead lap with this lot, and it's only a 51-second lap. You should be absolutely celebrating that result.
Yeah, I'm happy with what I did tonight. Like I said, I was in the mid 52s in both the races, so I was happy with that.
Hell of a lap time.
Hell of a lap time. Absolutely. Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you disappear?
Yeah, everybody at Matthews Logistics, everybody at Vapors Mansfield, and as always, you guys for putting a great league on and a great stream.
Well, always a pleasure to have you in our leagues. We hope you join some more of them if you can do. And we enjoy and will absolutely thoroughly enjoy watching you at Nürburgring next week. Fiona Siddons.
Good night, guys.
Good night, Pete.
Well, Alan, what a night's racing again. Fantastic. That one was just sublime. I honestly didn't know. I mean, I had a bit of a rough entry into the broadcast because stuff was not working. But ultimately, that was one of the most exciting races of all. And it proves that you don't need one of the blue ribboned event tracks in order to make great racing. You can put these cars around just about any track on the iRacing service, and you'll get fabulous racing.
We've never had a failure. This season, we've had track after track that's been as diametrically opposite as you can imagine, and every time we have awesome close racing, and it's just the quality of the pilots, isn't it? And the nature of these cars, which is they're scrappers, aren't they? These cars like to scrap. And,
they do, yeah.
And we've got a bunch of drivers who are very skillful and will push this piece of technology and metal as far as it can go. And we can sit and enjoy the results.
We can, yeah. It's honestly brilliant. It's the skill of the drivers, it's the nature of the cars, but also the nature of the drivers, because they're all in that community headspace, and if it's attracting more, like the Robert Sharp,
yes,
then more for it,
yeah, no, absolutely, it's a good point actually, because there is a special kind of quality to this league. It's been going for a long time, and so some of these drivers have had a very long association with each other. You know, there's an awful lot of respect that's earned respect over years, not just weeks or months, but years. And
Yeah.
anybody who comes to the league gets the benefit of that. They get the benefit of that high quality, respectful racing, and you won't find a better example of it anywhere.
No, definitely not. Tonight's been a great example of a number of different brilliant sportsmanship things. We didn't see any big, massive crashes, to be fair. Just a couple of racing incidents along the way. A little shove and a shunt here and there. But I think Stephen Walker's performance in that second race, good grief. When we're talking about driver of the meeting, which is what we need to define now.
Yes, I know.
He's right up there for me, and I don't normally go for race winners, but what do you do when the race winners won by such a dominant margin? And honestly, I thought I'd press the 10 times speed button. He was just so fast and so calm and calculated and smooth through the corners. Sam Blease, in terms of racing position finishes, he's done exactly the same. A first and a second. Gary Craig, a third and a fourth. There's so many good performances in there. Lee Bowden, 6th and 7th.
I know.
Where's Robert in that? Robert got a... Oh, God, now you're talking. Robert in the first race did really well, didn't he? 7th.
Yeah, he got unlucky in the second race.
I mean...
He raced out the first race and he showed his real pace and his quality.
Yeah, oh yeah. And in the second race, if he hadn't been Miguel'd, I think he'd have done very well as well. And he finished fourth.
He still finished the race. He still,
You know, and on lead lap.
You know what I mean? He still kept in and still finished the race, and that's the spirit we like to see, isn't it?
Yeah, I think if he'd been 10th or higher, and I know he can do it, he'd have got my vote tonight, Robert Sharp, just for where he finished in the first race.
Well, it's fair enough to give him
honourable mention.
Honourable mention for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
On his first race, absolutely. I thought he was fantastic.
For me, though, Stephen Walker's performance was just too good. So, driver of the meeting for me, it has to be Stephen Lucky Pants Walker.
You can take my because I've got a bit of a soft spot for Stephen. You've nicked him. But,
well,
I mean, I'm glad. I'm pleased actually because I mean I would have given it to Stephen without a doubt, and you don't normally give it to winners, but I'm glad you've relented because outstanding performance by the young man, and I don't. I've got no make no apologies for being a bit of a Stephen Walker fan. I love his driving.
Shouldn't do.
I love his manner.
Right,
but to me tonight it's going to be for Lee because I was thrilled with him. I was thrilled for him because it meant a lot to him to do so well, and it was great to see my team flying its colours so well. So it's for me, it's Lee tonight.
We'll pop him on screen so that the safeguard colours are resplendent on the screen there. And that pops him up into joint first place, actually.
Really?
Apparently, one of the two of us voted for him earlier. He, Miguel, and Jamie Wilson all share the top spot right now for the most coveted trophy in the whole of racing, real or simulated. As mentioned, next time out, we are at Nürburgring Grand Prix Sprint Striker. Bezweck, just in case you're filtering through the 62 million different configs of Nürburgring. In the Clios, where's the Clios? I'm broadcasting it this time. I don't think I'm racing. So
no, you're not racing. Well, you'll be missed because.
Well, I won't be missed by Darren.
It's your back bumper I'm aiming for.
Well, yeah.
I haven't caught it yet, but I live in hope.
Well, yeah. Darren doesn't. Darren lives in hope that I won't turn up because poor lad, I absolutely annihilated him last week.
He might finish the race.
Yeah, he might finish the race this time. Alton Park Fosters is where you're going to on Friday, which will be
fantastic.
That'll be a class race.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Clio's around Alton. It was almost made to
I
be.
know. Yeah, no.
And then the big one, the really big one, V8 ESC
V8.
returns on Saturday evening.
Ah.
Do not miss that, folks. The field is mega already. We've not even got into the last week properly of sign-ups necessarily. It's always the last few days when everybody signs up. So we've got 24 cars. 24.
Already.
There's a bit of space left, so get yourself signed up. It's a brilliant league, and XVR are returning to the fold. It's going to be very, very dramatic. It's going to be a classic year, this one. So, yeah, V8 ESC is back on your screens on Saturday. It can be back underneath your pedals and in your hands, in your wheel. If you want to join us for V8 ESC, just get signed up on the website. You know where it is. And we will look forward to that. Right, I'm going to say goodnight. I'm going to let Alan say goodnight, and thank you all for watching, thank you all for driving, and thank you, Alan, for your fantastic contribution to our broadcast. Always a brilliant evening for me. So thanks, folks, and I will see you all next time out.
Oh, God. Oh, Pete, he's so lovely, isn't he? Yeah, it does my soul good to be here and to watch these great drivers doing what they do. I love sim racing, and we don't get an exhibition of great driving like this very often. And if you want to see great racing, this is the place to be. Good night.